Hey, good morning, Jarrett. How are you?
Hey, Danny, what's going on?
All wrapped up in a blanket like Pocahontas back there. You look like Allison. Allison gets cold and she brings her blanket in.
It's my grandma mode.
Yeah.
It's strangely cold in the newsroom this morning. I don't know what happened overnight, but I got in and I'm like, it feels like an igloo.
It does.
Hey, have you been out at the track, boss?
Not yet. I was hoping to go today. If the rain holds off, if it looks like it's going to be a clear afternoon, I'd like to go out there and check out some of the qualifying.
We went out on Wednesday. Andy and I have an annual tradition where we walk the garages and do all the stuff that fathers and sons do. And as we were out there, we ran into some guys we worked with 20 years ago, and they were there with their dad. And it was like old home week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Allison, you went out on Thursday. You and Terry went out?
Yeah, we were out there Thursday, and it was a beautiful day.
Yeah. I was surprised. The Pagoda area always has something new. And if you go out there, Jarrett, you'll be surprised at how many different T-shirts you could buy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing around 7,000.
I'm not going to rat anyone out, but one of the producers here at the station spent almost $200 on merchandise yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I'm going to struggle not to spend that much because I've seen the ads, I've seen the pictures, the videos. There's been some really cool stuff.
They do.
Every single year they have some stuff that's new, and you're just like, man.
Have you seen the Weenie Mobile jackets? They're
I
all
have.
Yellow. Yeah, you got it.
Those
Look at that.
are nice.
I tried one on, and my son started making fun of me, and I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't be wearing this.
I don't know. Denny wearing a Weenie Mobile jacket seems fitting.
And, of course, I'm always looking for something for my granddaughter. And they had these checkered flag bib overalls. And I started to get those. And Andy, he goes, I don't think those will fit you. And I said, I'm not looking for me, Angie. I'm looking for my
Terry
granddaughter.
Stacy had hers on this week.
Did she?
Yeah, she did.
I think they're cute as they can be. All right. So we'll wait for the breaking news. And hopefully you'll get out to the track because it really is a rite of passage.
Yeah, I hope so. I've been jealous seeing all the people that have been out there so far. If not today, then maybe tomorrow because they'll still be qualifying tomorrow, and it's supposed to be nice then. So if not today, we'll try to head out there at some point before going to the race next Sunday.
A little bit later, I've got some trivia about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I have found things that I never knew. I grew up within a mile of that track, and I've been going out to that racetrack since 1959 or 58 or 59. And I learned stuff, so listen in the newsroom. This might be stuff you want to put in your newscast. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's just that special.
I'm ready to hear it. Let's go.
All right, that's Jarrett in the WIBC newsroom.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys. That really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Well, here we are at the Home and Garden Show. Two really hard-working people are in the studio, and that's Allison and me. Terry had a, Ethan and Canyon. We have a new guy on the board with us. His name is Canyon, and I've never met anybody named Canyon, but then again, it's radio.
That day changed.
That day changed. It did. Yeah, Pat's feeling a little bit under the weather. I hope that Jack is on his way, but Allison?
Yeah, we got Jack from Allisonville. He's kind of our go-to garden boy fill-in. So we've
garden boy
fill-in. So we're tag teaming him in, and then Terry, she's run a little late. She had a TV appearance, so it's just me and Denny in studio.
How about that?
And Denny's in a sweatshirt, so I feel very out of place.
I'm going to stand up for this sweatshirt because this is in honor of my grandson. He was all signed up to go to Indiana University, and he wanted to go to Indiana University, but he'd had his name on a wait list at William and Mary, which is in Virginia, and he just loves the area. It's a smaller school than IU. And he got the wait list lifted, and he gets to go.
Last minute, right?
Last minute.
Yeah.
So God bless him. So I got myself a T-shirt to be part of the family.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you get the little sticker for the back of your your back window. You got to put that on there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You need to get the sticker that says, my grandson goes to William and Mary.
My paycheck, too. Hey, this is graduation weekend. You'd be surprised through Mother's Day, through the end of May. graduations everywhere. Allison, when you graduated, did you walk the line?
I did. And
Wasn't it something?
It's funny that you mentioned that because last weekend, me and my parents were craving like a certain restaurant down in Bloomington. And we're like, oh, we'll just do it last minute. We found some reservations around 8:00. We started going down there and it was a little quiet. And I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then as soon as we got done eating, we walked our car. By the droves, these graduates came out. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's graduation and we're in Bloomington. I don't know why we did this, but the food was worth it. But yeah, it's definitely graduation time.
Graduation was really special for me because I didn't get to graduate with my class.
You didn't?
It took me 17 years of night school. I left in the middle of my junior year because the accountant in the family business died. And I had enough business courses, and Dad said, Harry's got leukemia. He was our accountant. He said, I don't think he's going to make it. Can you come home for one semester and then go back? And I said, sure. I came back and came home, and I fell in love with business. I mean, I was doing the accounting. I was running the service desk. Jane and I got married. I mean, so there was no way I could go back to Bloomington. I went to night school for 17 years.
Wow.
And when I graduated, I made the whole damn family come. I mean, this was none of this. This is not an invitation. You're going to be there.
This is a mandatory event. That's great. What school did you end up going to?
I ended up to Marion in Marion, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And it's now known as Indiana Wesleyan.
Uh-huh.
But I made even my son came. I mean, we had a baby by then, you know.
That's
I was doing
funny.
Little League and stuff. So anyway, to all of you graduates, congratulations. It's a rite of passage. Please do not say, I'm not going to go get my diploma. I'm not going to go through the ceremonies. Go through the ceremonies. Take pictures. Take pictures with grandma and grandpa, grandkids, whatever. And
if anything, it makes them happy. Because I hate getting my picture taken and stuff, but I knew when I graduated, I was like, I have to do this.
Of course you have to do this.
You have to get pictures with the family. It's a tradition.
Of course, I was always the oldest one in every class I ever took. You know, when I finished up, I went back for my master's.
Well, if it was 17 years.
Postgraduate stuff. And I was always older than the professor. That I thought I didn't mind being older than the kids, but to be older than the professor. Hey, listen, if you got questions, this is the Home and Garden Show. Jack Phipps is on his way in, and I'm not as good as Pat, I'll admit that, but I do know a little bit. I'm a master gardener, certainly a plumbing and heating contractor. For matters of the heart, Allison is here.
Oh, of course.
We'll take your calls, 317-239-9393. And Allison, I gave you this little flyer about the Canine Olympics coming to Indianapolis.
Yes.
This is a big deal. Usually they're up north at Von Mar or Von Licht Chemicals. Von Licht place up in northern Indiana. It's up by, I think, by Gus Grissom Air Force Base. That's probably where it is. But Julie Case from Ultimate Canine is hosting the Canine Olympics and certifications. It's for 40 teams. A team is a dog and a handler. And it's going to be August 18th through the 20th. And it's limited to 4 participants. So if you're in a police force, and by the way, the police were out at the farm this week.
Oh, were they?
Getting their certifications. To register, just reach out, 317-804-4044. 317-804-4044. It's ultimatecaninetraining.com. I'm really looking forward to this. They're going to do the obstacle course on the farm. And last year on the 1 acre pond, I had to pull a rope all the way across the pond and secure it. And we had this little raft, and the handler and the dog had to get in this raft, pull themselves across, and then pull themselves back. Now, that sounds easy, right? But you've got a jazzed up dog who's ready to rock and roll.
I was going to say, not with a dog.
How many dogs do you think ended up in the water? At least half.
Really?
Half of them. They get so excited, you know.
So they just started swimming.
And the handler's pulling the rope over his head, you know, trying to get him to the other side. And the dog's just right because they've got things on both sides.
Yeah, the dogs were like, hurry up. I can go faster.
These dogs are amazing.
So any like officer in Indiana, if they have a canine, they can sign up for this?
Absolutely.
And then can the public go and watch?
Yeah, that's the whole fun part, that they have a viewing area for.
And that's in August. So August 18th to the 20th,
yeah,
Ultimate Canine Training. That's
I'll have
fun.
New stuff. I hope to get cameras up at the farm so people can see this. We do the obstacle course, and one of the things the handlers have to do is they have to pick up the dog, put it on their shoulders, and run a mile. Now, that doesn't seem like much, but what's always funny is the biggest handler always has the smallest dog. and the smallest handler always has the biggest dog. So it's kind of funny. They have to climb ladders. They have to.
That's amazing.
They bring out a big tractor tire, too. They have to put the dog in a downstate. Now, these are jacked up animals. I mean,
well, sure.
A Malinois is like a German Shepherd on crack cocaine. Okay, all they want to do is bite and find stuff. And
they're ready to go.
I heard you guys talking, and Hammer wants to be in the bite suit. He's a dumb butt if he gets in the bite suit.
Yeah, we had a story this week. I'm sure a lot of people saw it on social media. IMPD, they arrested some kind of bank robber, but it was a foot chase, and they let two of their canines loose, and they made sure the guy stayed down.
You know what?
So we started talking about how
they bite so hard.
And man, it was funny too because a canine the whole time he was wagging his tail.
Oh yeah, he was like,
"I'm doing my job."
You know what he's waiting for?
I got the bad guy.
He's waiting for the ball, the tennis ball. They'd put the tennis ball in a little lanyard type thing, and he knows that if he does everything right, he gets his ball. But and the woohoo, the hate traders don't like that. But I tell you what, if the guy got dog bit.
Oh, and at one point he put his the criminal put his hand up like, okay, I'm down. So I thought it was funny. So we were starting to talk about how you at the farm like offer your property for the canine training, and I was like, well, I wonder if we could get Hammer and Nigel in those bite suits because Hammer's done it once before. And he thinks he can do it again. And Nigel, and if anything, I just want to see him run in the suits.
I think what I'll do is I'll bring out the old wash tub, fill it full of ice, and load it up with beer, Jameson.
There you go.
And a little bit of Fireball. If we get them liquored up really good, they might be able to take the pain.
And they wouldn't run very
The worst part is that when
either.
you start running in the bite suit, of course, you're running like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Right.
But that dog hits you going about 20, 25 miles an hour from the back. And whiplash and everything else. Jane won't let me get.
Yeah, you said you've done it before, and even with the bite suit, you still got bruised and beat up.
It's pretty bad.
Wow.
All right, so Dog Olympics coming in August, and we're still here to take your phone calls. We better get to a break. 317-239-9393, right here on 93 WIBC. I'm not saying I'm old, but I think this is Steppenwolf. This was from Easy Rider. If you've never seen Easy Rider, it's a rite of passage if you're a motorcycle guy. It's the Home and Garden Show. Pat's a little under the weather today. We've got Jack Phipps coming in, so hopefully we'll see him in just a minute. Terry Lynn Stacy is doing a video shoot for Wish TV. I think she likes doing that, but it makes her a little bit nervous.
Sure, but she's a superstar. She's always good at those. And then, but she'll be in here later today. And then also Jack Phipps from Allisonville Nursery. He's going to come in and help us answer some gardening questions. Not that I couldn't answer everyone's gardening questions, but I just thought maybe Jack should do it.
I think Allison is so humble. She can do anything. You know, she was a physics major. If you want to do a little bit of light theory, Allison's your gal. Hey, this week we did get out to the Motor Speedway. Coming up for In the Weeds, we've got Indianapolis Motor Speedway trivia, and I learned things about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway I never, ever knew. So we're going to have fun with that.
That's saying something since you grew up there. You are Mr. Sparkplug.
Oh, I don't know if I'm Mr. Spark. I was telling the story. Andy says, you worked out here. I said, oh, yeah, I did everything. I picked up trash. I worked the souvenir booths, They were 10 by 10, and they crammed all the stuff in there. And back in the 70s, when my brother-in-law and I were working there, it was always a cash business. So you had thousands of dollars, and we all had these little boxes. We kept all of our money in this box. And then every once in a while, this very unassuming golf cart who had an officer, a very well-armed officer, would come over, give us an empty box, and take the full box.
Yeah,
and
that's
I don't
smart.
know if you've ever been. I don't know if it's still there, but the safe for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway was always in the basement, and there were 3 rooms, and these were big safe doors. I mean, it's like it's out of a movie, like Sean Connery type movie. And they were just stuffed with cash on race day. And but they don't do that now.
I can't imagine they have that much cash even.
Everything is
going in and
cashless.
out.
Everything is cashless now, which I'm not sure it's good or bad.
You were telling me off air, we were talking about what we're doing this week, and you said your dome is no longer. So you had a big greenhouse.
It's called a grow dome. Thank you for asking. I said my piece and said my prayers for the grow. The grow dome was torn down. I sent Allison some pictures. She might post them. But what happens is over a period of time, we had insulated behind the north wall with spray foam. And the spray foam evidently held in the moisture to a lot of the cross members that were holding up this geodesic dome. And I started to see things start to fall out of the ceiling that were structural members. And I'm thinking, holy crap, this thing's going to come down. And then one day a big piece fell down. So we tore it down. We had a great big excavator with one of those crushing claws.
Oh, at least that's fun to watch.
I took a video of it, and I wasn't crying, but I was a little bit upset because we had grown everything. We always told the police officers. This week we had special forces in. The Green Berets were in from Washington area, and they were training their dogs on search and hard surface tracking. And they were at the farm, and of course they were there to watch it get torn down. And I'm warning the guys in the tractors and everything that are knocking it down. I say, now listen, you stay in your equipment. If those dogs come out, you stay in your equipment. And of course you could see him spinning it around with his big old claw, trying to see where the dogs were. But anyway, it's down and gone. And
are you guys going to grow anything else, or are you just?
I'm going to grow grass where it is. I mean, I showed you a picture of the thing, but. I know,
man, that's a big project, though.
It took 3 days to build it from the package. How long do you think it took to tear it down?
Like
two
hours. Yeah.
It was just really, really impressive. Hey, let's see if we can grab a phone call here real quick. We've got Brian, and I might have to have. Hey, Ethan, in there. Bring me up, Brian. I'm not sure I know how to do this anymore.
What'd you say?
Boy. Well, bring up Brian on 2 if you can.
Okay.
See, Radio Free Kentucky is not as clean as we used to. Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Doing real well. What question do you have for us this morning?
Okay, I got 2 HVAC questions real quick. Why do we not have a thermostat that's non-smart technology that goes from heat to cool? And why did they ever put batteries in thermostats?
Because they put batteries in thermostats. Now we can do that in a different way now by pulling a 12-volt or a 24-volt leg off of our thermostat wire. But it used to be that everything was a T87 Honeywell, which is the little bullseye. It's about a 4-inch diameter. And because we used mercury in there, we didn't need a battery. It completed the circuit for heat or for cool. Well, when we went to the smart technology, everything was circuit board driven. So that's basically it. Now, I happen to have one in the garage, and you can just ask, you can go online and look for a thermostat, but even the one that I have on the wall in the garage still takes 2 AAA batteries, but they still make just heat. Yeah. So suck it up, buy some batteries, Brian. I don't know what to tell you. If you want to
fair question, though.
It's a fair question. It drives you crazy, too, because you're not getting heat or cool, Allison. You haven't switched it over. Then the last thing you think about is changing the batteries. Sorry, Brian. What's the second question?
The second question is, why is there not a smart thermostat that goes from heat to cool by itself that keeps the house at the same temperature?
It takes a 3-degree differential from the hot side to the cold side, both in winter when it kicks on and in the summertime when it kicks on. And that 3 degrees helps the compressor from short cycling. Now, you might be able to program it down to 2 degrees, but if you set it, and think about this, if you set it at 1 degree between heat and cool, you'd be short cycling that compressor on the cooling stage and I don't know, having some issues on the heat side. So they always want 3 degrees differential on them, Brian.
Okay. Well, you kind of burst my bubble, but thank you anyway.
First bad news of the morning. You're welcome.
Sorry to break your heart, Brian. Take care and have a good weekend. All right, let's bring up Fulton. Ethan, until I get my hands around this, you're going to have to bring up Fulton for me. Hey, Fulton, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Denny. Good morning, Allison. How are you guys doing?
We're good, Fulton. Pat's a little under the weather today, so it's just me and Denny this morning.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, all right.
I've been super busy lately. I been going to what was it? I went to.
Fulton, it's only been 2 or 3 days.
I went to the Cop on the Rooftop yesterday.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was awesome. I enjoyed having coffee with the cops and eating donuts with them.
Oh, yeah.
And we were raising money for Special Olympics. And so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, did the cops throw any water balloons at you from up on the roof? A lot of cops got up on the roofs and threw water balloons.
No, I don't think so. They didn't have the rooftop yesterday because the manager said they won't let them do it in Carmel.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Are you are you getting ready for the Special Olympics yourself?
I sure am. I'm getting ready for the the summer games this year.
All right. Are you training hard?
I'm trained perfectly as I can. So
That's all you can
I
do.
know what that means.
especially with the musical going on. So
If you
Yeah, there's a
train
lot
hard,
going
you can
on. You're a
run
busy
hard.
guy.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
yep. So
Well, Fulton-
I still haven't heard from the national anthem yet for the summer games yet, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Oh, please do.
And,
Please do.
All right, Fulton,
And you
will
guys
you
are
have...
welcome to come if you guys want to.
Oh,
tickets
you
are
know
on
Pat will be
sale.
there.
Yep, tickets are on sale at addictleader.com. There you can click on the buy tickets, whatever show you want. Thursday, June 4th, Friday, June 5th, or Saturday, June 6th from 2 or 7.
All
Oh,
right.
man, that's coming up. All right.
We got a break here, Fulton. You want to lock us out?
Yep, you guys are listening to the Home and Garden Show on WIBC with Denny and Allison. We'll be right back.
It's everyone's favorite segment of the week.
Well,
This
at
is the
least
Home and
Denny's.
Garden Show. Pat is out sick, unfortunately, so Jack is on his way from Allisonville Nursery. And Terry will join us a little later. But right now, everyone, it's time for In the Weeds
Oh,
with
boy.
Denny Smith.
Here we go. Indianapolis Motor Speedway Trivia True or False Challenge. Are you ready, Allison?
I love true and false. It's a
You like true or-
50-50.
It's 50-50. All right. True or false? The original surface of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway was crushed stone and tar before it was paved with bricks.
I'm going to go with true. What about you, Ethan?
I'll go false to deepen the plot.
Deep in the plot. It really is true. The process was called macadam, and they put down the crushed stone, and then they would tar over it and hope to pray that it all settled out. But there were so many accidents and so many wrecks where people got killed that they decided, Fisher decided that we were going to pave it. And it was 3.5 million bricks to pave it.
And what year did they do that?
No, I'm not sure. I know when they did that. All right. So here's
No
another,
follow-ups. Got it.
another true and false. I was saving this one for Pat Sullivan, but the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is larger than Vatican City.
That is true. I've seen I've seen those pictures online where they can fit like Rome and the Vatican and like all these different things
Yeah,
inside.
I'm going to send that over to you.
Yeah.
Look how many things. Allison, read all the different things that can fit in there
together.
Now, here's the thing. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is 560 acres, it's 640 acres to a square mile. There's a lot going on in that square mile. But Allison, how many things will fit inside the oval together?
So the Vatican City, Yankee Stadium, the White House, the Roman Coliseum, Liberty Island, the Taj Mahal, Churchill Downs, and the Rose Bowl Stadium all together fit inside the IMS.
That's how big it is. And
That's crazy.
it is crazy. All right, question number 3. The famous yard of bricks is exactly 1 yard wide. True or false?
I'd say true.
It's false.
Oh.
The ceremonial exposed brick section today is much smaller than most people imagine because they really don't want to disrupt the surface. But outside the track, you probably saw that now that yard of bricks comes all the way past the pagoda because people want to feel that nostalgia.
Yeah. See, man, I thought that was bigger than I thought. Huh.
The Indy 500 has been run every single year since 1911. True or false?
I feel like maybe they skipped a year.
They did. False. The race was paused during both world wars.
Oh, that's right.
All right.
That makes sense.
Question number 5, true or false for Allison Lemons. More people attend the Indianapolis 500 than attend the Super Bowl.
Oh, true.
True. Yeah, it's considered the world's largest single-day sporting event. All right. The Speedway once had a golf course inside the oval before it hosted auto racing. True or false?
It was golf carts, you said?
Golf course.
Oh, I
Sorry.
thought
that was my English. That was my English accent.
I thought it was golf carts racing. I was like, I would go to that.
Yeah. Once had a golf course.
I'd say
inside
true.
Now, actually, it was false. The golf course did not come until 1929.
Oh.
All right, number 7. An Indy 500 winner once celebrated with orange juice instead of milk.
I remember there was talks about it. I don't know if he actually did it. I'll go with true.
It's false. It is. I'm sorry. It is true. And he was a rotten human being. His name was Emerson Fittipaldi. He threw out tradition. And to this day, every time I hear the word Fittipaldi, I say, go back to Brazil. And I've had it.
And why did he decide orange juice?
Because he owned orange juice processing and orange juice acreage. And he was supporting his own. It's conflict of interest.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Emerson Fittipaldi, you're a bum. All right. Here's something else. Of course, it was Louis Meyer that requested buttermilk in 1936, and that's what started the whole tradition. All right. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway once hosted Formula One, NASCAR, MotoGP, and the Indy 500 all within the same decade.
Oh, same decade? Yes, probably.
Yeah. It's the most versatile racing facility, and when they added the course on the inside of the track, it was really cool. All right, so what else have I got for you? All right, so here's the trivia. Are you ready for this?
No.
Between turns 1 and 2.
It's just me today. I'm scared.
Between turns 1 and 2, there is a bit of property that is not owned by the Speedway. It's owned by the Dake family, and it's a cemetery.
Oh, I heard this.
You know
I didn't know
what?
if that was true.
Well, here's what they say. It's located between turns 1 and 2, and it predates the construction of the Speedway itself. And, of course, back then, you did not de-intour people. I mean, you did everything to protect it.
Right.
But as a result, the racetrack was literally designed around that cemetery. And between turns 1 and 2, I'm told that if you sit in turn 1 and you look across towards the center, right between the first and second turn, you can see a little wooded area, and it's fenced off because they don't want the drunk, Speedway fans going in there.
Yep,
But,
fair enough.
It's the Dake family, D-A-K-E. Isn't that interesting?
Huh.
All right, some of the records were incomplete because there were several burials back then, and we didn't know what it was. I reached out to my buddy Mark Furnish, who worked at the museum for many, many years. He said there are a lot of ashes out there where people are cremated. They want to be in
I believe that.
turn
and
2.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That tiny cemetery is almost invisible. I have never seen it, but I know for a fact it's out there. Only in Indiana would someone build the world's most famous racetrack around a tiny family cemetery and then spend the next 100 years racing past it at 230 miles an hour. Think how many people have passed that.
I mean, if that's not going to wake the dead, I don't know what will.
Wake the dead. All right, it's the Home and Garden Show. Terry will be in here in about 15 minutes. Allison is here. Hey, Allison, on Monday, do you get to go out to the event that's going to be at Ray Hall's Letterman? Do you get to go?
No, so Hammer and Nigel have their big Tales from the Track event. And so each year they sell like tickets where they interview a former race car driver. And so this year they're going back to the Ray Hall facility in Zionsville. And they're going to not only talk to Graham, but Bobby as well.
Bobby won in '86. He was the first guy that I ever knew that wore glasses that won the race. Now, remember, I was a nerd. When Bobby Rahal won in '86, I was in my 30s, and I couldn't believe that somebody could wear glasses and drive a race car.
A win for the little guy.
A win for the little guy. But
and that mustache.
Yeah, it was sort of a cheesy mustache, but I hope
Nigel is growing out a mustache right now in honor of it, on honor of Bobby. So, he's going to wear that for Monday.
Is it gray? Is it red? What is it?
It's gray, but I'm convincing him to get a Just for Men and color it a little bit, but I don't know if we'll but yeah, that's on Monday. Unfortunately, when you're a producer, you have to stay in the studio and you don't get to go to the fun things, as Ethan knows.
I'm sorry.
So
when you
why
guys
don't
are
you
all
have Ethan
enjoying
come in
those foods on the remotes.
Why don't you come in and run the board for us so she can come out? Because Andy and Jonah and I are going out there. My family, the boys are going.
You guys are going to have a blast.
Bought the tickets. We're going. But, of course, Jonah can't drink. And Andy and I probably shouldn't in front of our grandson and son. All right, well, that just sort of changed that. All right, so one more question, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
A rookie has won the Indy 500 multiple times? Yes or no? Different rookies, of course. Has a rookie ever won the race? True or false?
Not multiple times.
Not the same rookie.
Yeah.
Because you're only a rookie once.
Say no?
It's
false?
true. There were only two that I'm aware of. Graham Hill, who was from Great Britain, and Alexander Rossi. There was the only two
that's right. Rossi did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One more. Did you know that the winners get to keep a mini Borg-Warner trophy? I did not know that. Everybody says
that's
that
cute.
they get to keep the Borg-Warner trophy for a year. That is not true. That thing's under lock and key and guard at all times. But they do make a little bitty one for them to take with them.
That's cute. They should get something.
Did you see how they draw for the 500 starting or the positions to qualify?
Is it straws?
No, they have these little ceramic discs. They look like the things that you would use for foosball or
air hockey.
Air hockey, but they're crystal, and they've got the number 1 through 33 on it, and they just go into the room, and everybody reaches into the bag and draws a number. That's how they do it, and they get to keep that little disc.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you imagine qualifying or running the race there?
I can't imagine being in the room. I bet you all the races are like looking at each other and.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let me give you a quick commercial. If you've never done the ride-along, the two-seater, Andy and I sat up in the first turn, and we watched I bet we watched 12 guys get into those cars, and gals, too, get into the cars. It's got to be the thrill of a life.
At the same time?
No.
That would be something.
That's Ethan Patterson in the backseat. No, I haven't done it. Jane, my wife, has done it, and she loved it. Davey Hamilton was her driver, and to this day, she goes, "Is that Davey?" Because Davey does that color on there. All right, it's the Home and Garden Show. We ought to have somebody here for Home and Garden, but you can give us a call, 317-239-9393. When we come back, we're going to grab Gary's call and your call, too, 239-9393, right here on 93 WIBC. It's the Home and Garden Show. In the booth today, in addition to the famous Ethan Patterson, we've got a fellow by the name of Canyon. Now, I got to tell you, I've never known a Canyon, but it's a good guy.
I love the name.
Yeah?
He was with me. He's a new board op here at the WIBC, and he was training with me yesterday with Hammer Nigel. And now he gets a 360 turnaround with the Home and Garden Show this morning.
Yeah, this is
completely different.
Yeah, he's getting quite the range in the last 24 hours, but we're glad he's here.
Yeah, he's a Purdue kid, so we welcome him with open arms.
That's right,
anyway,
Purdue.
Welcome, Canyon, to the Home and Garden Show. All right, let's also welcome up Gary. And Ethan, I'm going to need you to bring up Gary. There we go. Hey, Gary, how are you?
Hey, Denny, my friend. You know who this is.
Yeah, I do. Had, how are you?
Good. You know, the truth about the biodome, I know because I saw it the first time I saw it, I was impressed by the hydroponics in there and all that stuff and my dog alerting to it. So I think you got to come clean about the illegal stuff growing in there, and the police tore it down. It wasn't malfunction in the structure. It was a counter drug thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. This is a canine officer with the city of Indianapolis.
Speaking of which, I stopped by yesterday and talked to Hammer because we're going to put him in a bite suit with Nigel, and I dropped off some challenge
Did you
coins.
warn him?
Allison, you should have got a challenge coin, right?
I did. It's actually sitting on my desk. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. And I'm very excited to see both Hammer and Nigel get bit by a dog.
So we're talking about we're going to do it probably in June. He said May's a busy month for him.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to work that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, he's a friend. Go ahead and wrap his arm before you put him into the bite suit. I don't think he has any idea what the compression strength of those dogs' mouths are.
He said he's done it once before. We'll make sure we put him in a thick suit.
Yeah, they'll be fine. It's fine.
You guys have a pep in your step in your voice today. It must be because Pat's off.
You know what? So. It's sort of that factor when you get beat up, or it's like a toothache. They finally pull the tooth, and you think, is that what it feels like?
It doesn't feel normal. Yeah, Pat woke up early this morning and he had a fever and nausea and all that stuff. So we told him to stay the heck away from us.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
And Denny and I are solo this morning, and then Terry and Jack are going to join us later.
Hey, since I've got you, Gare, you want to tell us a little bit more about these dog Olympics? Are you and Charlotte?
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte is your dog. Are you and Charlotte going to participate?
No, I'm going to be judging.
Oh, you're going to be judging?
I'll be one of the judges. A couple other guys from IMPD will be judging also. So, it's in August. We'll have teams from all over coming in to compete, military and police. And was it August? Was it
17th,
the 18th to the 20th.
The 19th. Yeah. I heard you're going to come down and
I'm going to be the
something.
the master of ceremony.
How
about that?
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't even mention that earlier.
Well, they've got a lot of people can talk on a speaker, but I'm looking forward to the obstacle course. I've got to get that rope strung across, and I am looking for a boat that I can borrow from somebody so the guys don't have to pull the raft. Remember last year, or 2 years ago, how many the dogs went in?
When they were training, when they're training. Yeah, and hey, speaking of the Motor Speedway, you remember when we took that tour with the SF guys?
Yeah, the SF is special.
I remember
forces.
you absolutely lost your mind when we talked about Emerson Fittipaldi.
I was so
I was hurt. I was here, Allison. There was words coming out of his mouth that compared to Scarface, the movie.
Say hello to my little friend.
It takes a lot to make Denny Smith mad, but the orange juice at the 500, that's it.
Yeah. It's wrong in 100 ways, more than 100 ways.
It is.
But, yeah.
It was so disrespectful, and he was a good driver. But you don't do that to break tradition at some place.
Yeah.
You're a guest.
Yeah. And we just trained there last month. They're letting us. We go there every now and then, and we bring the dogs out to the track and train. So,
wonderful.
Yeah, they're always pretty good. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I always love to race myself. But you're not going to put up a new.
I don't know yet.
Biodome or a new greenhouse or anything like that?
Neighbors to the north, Tracy and Tom have put up a greenhouse, so I might sneak something in there. Listen, Had, we're up
Did
against
you hear
it.
that? He said sneaking something in.
Sneaking something.
Yeah.
Tag that for
I'll let
later.
You go. So yeah, we'll get them in the bite suit probably sometime in June. If we do it up at your farm, or we'll do it somewhere. So we'll make sure it's recorded for sure.
Awesome. Thank
That'll
you
be
so
cool.
much. I love it.
All right. So we'll. That was a police officer. He's my friend Carrie Haddon. And he's with the Indianapolis Police Force. The dog's name is Charlotte, and she's a keeper for sure.
And those who are interested about the Canine Olympics in August, you can go watch them just for fun at theultimateCaninetraining.com. They'll have all the info there.
That'll be it. All right, it's the Home and Garden Show. Terry ought to be in here in just a second. Allison Lemons is with me, as are Ethan and Canyon in the booth. You're listening to the Home and Garden Show. If you want to get on, just give us a holler, 317-239-9393. It's the Home and Garden Show right here on 93 WIBC.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
Well, here we go with the second hour. I'm sitting in here with all my friends. The studio's empty except for me. Ethan's laughing in there. I got Ethan in the booth and a new fellow by the name of Canyon, just a delightful kid from up at Purdue. And he's in here learning the ropes. Radio will probably destroy his life like it has everybody else in the booth.
Gets us all.
Gets us all. It does. Listen, this hour we're going to talk about Ethan's caffeine separation anxiety. All right, so you are becoming decaffeinated there, Ethan?
Yes, I started on Monday, and we're smooth through the week. First 2 days, lots of headaches, let me tell you.
Well, it's not just the headaches, but caffeine is a stimulant for your lower GI, so you probably had trouble pooping.
Yes, there was some pauses in the game this week, so I was just waiting for him to blow the whistle so I could get back in there.
So why did you start? I mean, did your lovely wife just say, "Hey, you need to settle down"? You're a gerbil on speed.
Yeah, I drank a lot. I drank a lot of pop was my kind of bad thing, and so I was kind of tired of the ups and downs. And now I will say, now that I've quit the caffeine, my day is much more like an arch. You start out, you get more awake, and you genuinely crash during the end of the day, and.
So what's your substitute? For those of you who just tuned in, Ethan has given up caffeine, which means his life has changed as habits. But what triggered it?
Just kind of wake up call. Just didn't want to. I got tired of, because sometimes I'd stay up so late at night and I'd still be buzzing at like 11:30. And I was like, this has got to change. I feel like a drug addict, so.
They say it takes 14 to 18 days, if I ever remember right, on actual decaffeination and getting your system reset.
To like restart how would you even say it? Get rid of a habit?
Get rid of a habit.
Yeah, I guess that's the easy way.
And the other thing is, so many people use caffeine in the morning and then they drink in the afternoon. Well, drinking is a depressant. I mean, it slows you down. So your system's getting all jacked up in the morning and then all slowed down in the evening, and then you wonder why you can't wake up in the morning.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you just have the constant, if you're buzzing awake and at 11 p.m. and you're the only one awake, you never know. You just feel like crap the next day. So I was tired of waking up and being
you don't look like crap. You look pretty good this morning. Like you're
told me
almost awake.
I look like an unmade bed.
Well, that's different. I mean, you're still fresh in the face.
But an awake unmade bed.
Hey, look what the dog drug in. We've got Jack Phipps. Hey, Jack.
Good morning, everybody. Hello.
Yeah. Welcome to the Home and Garden Show, Jack.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Right. Great to see you.
So for those just tuning in, Pat woke up this morning, like probably around 8 o'clock, and was not feeling good, like fever, all the whole thing. So we called in our backup, Jack, he's one of our guys at Allisonville Home and Garden by
I think
Sullivan.
we actually like him better than Pat.
I think a lot of people do, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So he can answer any gardening questions we have and just hang out.
All right, so the number is 239-9390. Terry Lynn Stacy is back, and she'll be with us. Boy, didn't she look nice?
Yeah, she was on TV this morning.
I know. Ooh. We don't look that good. We're on radio. Following Ethan's example, we all look like unmade beds or just like we woke up.
I did say I was thrown off today because Denny's in a sweatshirt. I don't think I've ever seen Denny in a sweatshirt before.
He's very comfortable.
My grandson got off the wait list for his number one choice was William and Mary over in Virginia. He was going to IU, but then 2 days before the cutoff, before they have to make their decision, he got the word. So I got a sweatshirt.
Proud grandpa got a sweatshirt.
Proud grandpa.
Good thing you didn't get an IU one before he accepted.
Yeah, well, Jane and I went to IU.
Oh, okay, that works.
And here's the funny thing. His dad went to Purdue. We had 5 generations going to IU. And he comes in and announces, I don't even know, it was maybe Mother's Day, that he was going to Purdue. And his grandmother did not talk to him for 2 weeks. She was so mad. Oh, boy. There we go. Hey, we got a caller here. Let's talk to Steve. Ethan will bring up Steve for us. Hey, Stever, how are you?
I'm doing well, Denny. We're 1 week away from the greatest radio show of the year for the Home and Garden. That would be broadcasting the parade. Now, do you broadcast the parade live on WIBC, or do you just, when the parade comes by, you guys stop the show?
No, we keep going, and it's really, Terry's going to be there, Allison will be there, Pat will be there. I think Jack will be listening carefully on his radio up at Allisonville Road.
I will.
But, no, we do it live, and we're going to be on the south side of the circle. And it used to be that the whole production was part of Radio 1 and Emmis at the time, and we'd set up our booth there. Well, this year, Pat's sponsoring it, and they're just going to set it up there, and there we go. So looking forward to that one, Stever.
That's very, very exciting. And for those that'll be watching the parade, look for the Sullivan Express when it goes by.
That's right.
Be pretty good. It said you had a question here. You got a question too, Steve?
I do have a question, Denny. In one of your world-renowned In the Weeds segments, you talked about the importance of something that creates additional grass clippings if your lawnmower blade isn't sharp, and my radio broke up at that point, and I've been trying to call in to get some more information about that.
I got a new lawnmower. I bought it used, and it came off of a golf course, and it's what's known as a bat wing, Steve, where it has 3 mowing decks, the deck that we all sit on a rowing mower, on a riding mower, and then there are other 2 that lay out, and it looks like a bat wing, and I call mine Batman. But if those blades are not really sharp, if they've been nicked or whatever, and this goes for any lawnmower, it doesn't do the mulching, it doesn't do the lifting because the airflow underneath the mower is screwed up. So if you want a good mulching blade, you got to keep it sharp, and that's what a lot of people just do not do. But springtime's a good time to, change the oil. And how many mowers out there have never had the oil changed? I'm going to guess 50%.
I know of one.
Jack, change the oil. You lay it on its side and just pop the cork. The oil dries out, or drains out, and then you put new oil in there.
I can do that.
You can do that.
What about the air filter, Denny? Is it important to change the air filter
Yeah,
too?
I do that once a season. I got a little push mower too, and that doesn't take as much abuse as a riding mower, but it still does. And they're just little foam. You can wash it out in a lubricant type seal that does what it's supposed to do within an air filter. But yeah, it's better to just buy a new one and throw the old one away.
And just one last question, Denny. What's the best if you haven't cleaned the underside of your mower in, let's say, 3 years? I'm asking for a friend, Denny.
Asking for a friend. Okay, the first thing is have your daughter have you lift it up so you can get under it, Steve. I'm not one that just stands on the handle and it comes up at about a 45-degree angle. Get it up so you can get underneath it, and I use a putty knife, and at times I've used a wood chisel where if you haven't done it for 3 years, you're in for a treat, brother, because it really is hard to clean them. But a good putty knife, maybe a 2-inch to a 3-inch putty knife, or even a wood chisel, okay?
Well, that's good advice. I can pass that along now to my son-in-law because I gave him that lawnmower and bought a new one. So, because I didn't want to go through that.
Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean. Well, Steve, you take care. And are you going to the race next week?
I will be there at the race. And, Denny, I will tell you that the most amazing thing about the race is that at 16th and Georgetown next week, between 6 a.m. and about 7 p.m., we're going to create the second largest city in Indiana, and we're going to end the second largest city of Indiana all in one day. So it's really a sight to see when you show up there and there's nobody at the Speedway.
That's pretty cool. And a lot of people know, Steve, that you are in, I'll call it national security or state security. And thanks for all you guys do to make that a safe race for all of us who go and just watch. I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and I'm assuming you've already been practicing and laying out stuff.
You are correct, Denny. The Speedway team does a great job.
Yeah, and so do you guys. I like it because you go incognito. You're not in uniform, and some of your guys look like Ethan. You'd never guess that they were in security, and I like that. So,
like an unkempt bed.
Like an unkept bed. Steve, thanks for the call, brother. You take care of yourself and be safe, okay?
Thanks, Benny.
You bet. How about that?
Yes, Steve reminded me the Sullivan Express where they'll be in the parade again this year. So they have the Sullivan Express trains, and they like make their own little lineup, and they have like a little drill
it's a little
team.
choreograph.
Yeah, it's choreographed. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, and it's so fun. But they've been in the parade the last maybe year, 2 years.
Yeah.
So we'll be out there next weekend on the circle talking live about the parade, and
there's
it'll be
going to be
fun.
3 trains. They do maneuvers, not quite as well as the Indianapolis Motorcycle Drill Team,
But close.
they do pretty good.
It's a close second.
And if you remember from Titanic, where he's on the front of the ship and he's got his arms out to the side, imagine that fella standing on the top of one of the engines. It's really pretty cool.
Oh, I thought you said Pat was going to do that for
on the train.
trains.
That's what I thought he was going that direction.
I can't see Pat doing that. Maybe that'll be. Hey, when we come back, we're going to be taking David's call, and Charles. We'll have to put a cork in him, but we'll have Charles. And now we've got room for your phone call too. Again, Jack Phipps has joined us from Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan.
Terry just walked in too. So she'll be joining us.
So we'll have some fun. 239-9393, 317-239-9393, right here on WIBC. And yesterday, and many of you might be fans of the United States Senator John Kennedy. He's from Louisiana. He's been there for 9 years, almost 10 years. He is a common sense kind of guy. And he put a resolution up, and it passed yesterday. Nobody would dare vote against it, but here's what it is. The senators and the congressmen, if there is a government shutdown, they don't get paid. Up to this point, the senators and congressmen always get paid.
We're the only ones getting paid.
Yeah. So if the air traffic controllers don't get paid, senators and congressmen are not getting paid.
Good.
If the people in TSA, all of these people who have gone without paychecks, and Terry, your husband went without a paycheck at one point, and that's just
I'm not sure you want me to start talking about this.
Okay. Well, anyway.
This infuriates me. They all say, yeah, you know what, we shouldn't be paid too.
Yeah.
But they won't do it.
Well, we'll see. The resolution.
Welcome to the
passed
show,
in
Terry
Senate.
Stacy.
Yeah.
This will not, thank you for this.
Thanks for
this
that.
and Indigo. I don't want to talk about either one of them.
All right. This is the Sunshine in the Morning, Terry Stacy. That was your nickname, Sunshine in the Morning. Do you
Well,
remember?
then I turned over 50.
Yeah, I turned over 50.
You can only be the sunshine for so long.
The sun always sets.
All right, so Allison has said that she has a wildlife story
Oh my
or
gosh,
a
this
nature
is the best
for us.
story.
So, Allison, the floor is yours.
I do want to say, sorry, before I get into that, I just did notice that the Indiana Peony Festival is today, and they are postponing it to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
So if
that's
you were
smart.
planning on going up to Noblesville today for the Peony Festival, just know that it's been moved to tomorrow.
Thanks, Allison.
Okay, onward to my story.
I can make it
The
then.
native
I know, I was kind of thinking that's good. That actually works better for my schedule.
native nature story by Allison Lemons.
So I did already talk about this on the Hammer and Nigel show and basically everyone in my life. So people are kind of sick of this story, but it was amazing. So Thursday night, I was walking. I got
She's
home.
really selling it.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 hours to kill and we don't have Pat. So
We need 2.5 hours to kill.
so
Allison.
buckle up.
Yeah.
So it was a stormy night. No, I'm just kidding. So
The date
I came home Thursday night. It was about 10 p.m. I was unlocking my door and I looked to my right and I have a cute little birdhouse hanging from a chain. And I look over to my right and a rat snake
Oh boy.
was wrapped around not only my Ring camera, but had snaked its way down the chain.
And you have a photo?
And he
Was he
had
going
his
after
head
Was he going
in
into the eggs?
the
Yes, he
birdhouse.
was.
He's huge.
And I have never seen a snake this big at my house in all of my years I've been there. And I'm going to pass it to Denny now.
Do you live in a wooded area?
We do live in a wooded area. I wouldn't say it's country. I mean, I can see my neighbors, but it is a wooded area. So rat snakes, I guess, live in barns,
Did
and
he
they
come
can
out
also.
of the? Did he come out of the attic? He's hanging onto the soffit.
I know, but they climb up brick walls.
What?
I did not know that, and I did not know they were also can be nocturnal.
So did you knock him off the chain? Did you
No.
say, "Not at my house, young man"?
No,
I should go. You ran to get your dad.
I did. I turned into a little girl, and I did not scream, but I quietly walked in
Did
the
you
house.
wet yourself? That's the big question.
No,
Were you
I think everything just kind of seized up.
But
my
like girls
muscles-
her age, she had time to take the picture.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't.
She
That
had
was my
time to
dad.
get her phone out.
I snuck in the house and I told my dad about it. I was like, "You have to go see the snake," and he looked at it and he took the picture because I didn't want to get near it.
So did he grab? Oh, there's big.
And
light.
then
Yeah,
I was like, oh, "What are we gonna do?" And he goes, "Well, we're in the country." And then he went to bed. So
What color was it? It looked like a black snake.
yeah, it's black. It was black. It was probably, I don't know, what, 3 feet long? Does that look like?
Every bit of that.
I think it looks like it's 100 feet long.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm a big animal person, but man, that thing gave me the ick.
All right, you ready for the drama? Sometimes they get their heads inside the hole that goes into the birdhouse,
That's what he was doing.
and they get the egg, and they swallow the egg, and they have to wait for it to pass through the opening. So if it's like a bluebird hole, which is a 1-inch opening, sometimes they don't come out. Their head just gets stuck in there because they've swallowed the egg, and the egg keeps them from pulling their head out.
So
That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah.
Can they regurgitate it? Get out?
I don't know. I'm not
That's
a
odd.
snake.
Yeah.
Well, he was not stuck. He was not there by morning. But
It was so scary.
Was there
when
anything
she showed
left
me
in
that
that?
picture, it was terrifying. It was. I could
can I
not
see that
stop
again?
seeing it.
Allison, can
right
you
there by
post
the
that, or
door.
you already
yeah,
posted it?
I'll post it for anyone who wants to see it.
That's
but
a
it's-
big snake. He's doubled up. It's not like he just comes down from the top and goes in.
But I couldn't believe I've never seen a snake that
So
big, and it was
big.
so close to my face,
On your house.
On
too.
your
Yeah.
on my house, right by my front door.
And eating the.
That's what upset me is
eggs.
like the eggs. I'm hoping they were just eggs.
I'm not afraid of snakes, but I would not be happy to see that.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where I was.
They-
a little
they don't-
garden snake, fine.
Yeah, they're not
But
going to
this-
hurt you. I mean, well, really, a water snake is more aggressive than a rat snake or a black snake.
Really?
Yeah.
Water snakes will bite you in a heartbeat if you try to pick them up.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that was my.
That's a great story,
Oh,
Allison.
it's so scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
All right,
And
so-
for those of us, and we all have creatures now. You know,
Oh, yeah.
everybody in the city has got foxes, and you've got all kinds of stuff. And I know a lot of you have these kind of stories where you come across nature, and it's terrifying. When I lived in Knightstown, we had a snake in the house. It had gotten in the house, and everybody ran for their life. But my mom, who was just picked it up,
Just another
threw
day.
it
yeah.
outside, put it in an IU trash can,
Wow.
and out it went. And no fear. Because really, I think we're pretty lucky that when it comes to the animals that we do have here, most of them really won't hurt us.
No.
We do
That's
have
true.
rattlesnakes and we do have copperheads, mind you, and those will kill you.
Yeah.
So we're
But-
just talking snakes, though.
Yeah, but just
So-
snakes in general. But we all have to live with nature now, and
Terry,
I
what's
love
the
it, but
what's
not
the,
snakes.
No.
What's the
And
smell?
my mom always said, if you saw one, there were. Well, if there's one around your house, there's got to be 1,000 underneath it.
Does anybody know
Right?
what the smell is of a copperhead?
Is it copper?
Is it onions or garlic?
Garlic?
Oh, they smell like it?
You
There's a smell
There's
in
a
my
smell
head.
to a
I
copperhead.
think it is
Oh.
garlic, Denny, or onions. It is, isn't it?
I remember it as a kid, but I don't even know what it is. Oh well. All right,
Can't
so
remember the smell.
Oh,
let's.
uh,
Oh, you're looking it up.
cucumbers or rotten cucumbers.
I don't know about that.
That's
Hey,
oddly specific.
let's see if we can.
Cucumbers.
Ethan, can you bring up David? Because I'm not doing a good job here. I got to figure out this.
Yeah,
machine.
cucumbers smell in the woods.
Is that right? Joining us now on the
Has
Home and
nothing to
Garden
do with
Show
snakes.
is David. Hey, David, how are you?
Good. How are you? I was yelling cucumber at the radio.
Oh, okay.
Looked
Oh,
it up.
wow.
It's
Okay, thank
cucumber.
you. I knew someone would back me up.
Just a quick tip on cleaning your mower deck. At the end of the year, if you live out in the country like we do, the farmer just lets me drive out through the picked bean field and put the decks on, and it kind of like sandblasted. It cleans everything out there.
Oh,
a
that's
great
smart.
idea. It's
Yeah,
a
it's-
terrible job. You knock your knuckles on the blades and everything else. Thanks, David. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, just talk to your local farmer, and they won't care for you to do it because it's just a picked bean field with all the huff there. So,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, that's kind of fun. Do a little joyride in the field.
Yeah.
Thank
there
you,
you
Dave.
go.
You're a good guy. Thanks for sharing that. Okay.
Smack Jarrett for me, would you, please?
Oh, smack Jared.
Oh, will do. Always.
I grew up with his dad, so yeah.
Oh, with his dad. Okay, awesome.
Thank you. All right. We got time for one more. Let's take Renee. Renee, Ethan, I'm dependent on you. Thank you, boss. I don't know how to do this. Hey, Renee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I have a story about a snake.
Oh, okay.
Is a police officer. He's chasing a snake in a car, and this particular police officer was on a motorcycle. And my dad, he was the spotter that day in the helicopter. This is Indianapolis. And so they were chasing this snake in this car, and he's car pulled out in front of the police officer. And can I say the first name at least of the police officer?
Well, sure.
Okay, it's Jack.
Jack.
Oh, we got a
Jack-
Jack in here.
Well, his real name was Jack, and he stood up on his police car so he didn't have the full impact of the car that pulled out in front of him.
Oh, he stood up on
So
his
he-
motorcycle?
He stood up on his motorcycle and put his arms out, and right at impact, he flew off. And my dad, being the spotter, calling out the chase, he said, "Jack's a flying."
Oh, that's cute. That's
So
cute.
several months later, when Jack was able to come back to work, when the motorcycle drill, my dad was head of the drill team at the time,
Oh, my gosh.
and yeah, it was awesome. I got a big picture of him too. But Jack, can I say his last name? I'm sure he's
if it's your
retired.
daddy, it's all right, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, his name was Elliot,
All right.
Lieutenant Elliot. Anyway, Jack, he had a few months off because of injuries, and he came back to work. And when he came up the ramp to go to work, they had a big banner, "Welcome back, Flying Jack."
Flying Jack.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
that's great.
Jack.
So he was well enough to go back on motorcycles. The drill team did the parade, and that's when Jack started standing on it.
I love it. I
Oh.
love it. Renee, thanks
That's a
for
great
sharing that with
story.
us. It is a
That
great
is
story.
fun. Flying Jack. That's,
All right.
That's a cool nickname.
When we
Flying
come
Jack.
back, we're going to be taking Brenda, Charles, Angelo, taking Richard. All right, well, bring up Richard and we'll go from there. The very famous
Richard
Michaelis
Michaelis.
is joining us now. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. Absolutely great.
I was bragging on you today. One of the things people forget when you have a disaster is that you're going to have to deal with an insurance company. And I had one of
Yes.
your clients telling me, I'll tell you his name later, but he was saying, you can't believe how much pressure comes off your shoulders when Michaela steps in and says, "Let us help with the insurance company." That's one of the best services you got there, Richard.
Well, thank you. We've been doing it a long time, and obviously our client is the insured, the homeowner, the business owner. So we're their advocate, we're their trusted advisor, and so we aren't always successful with getting the insurance claims department to, go the direction that the client may want. But we certainly have got a pretty good winning record. So we're well respected in the community, and I hope we're well respected by the insurance industry. But we jump right in there and try to help as much as we can with the client.
You know what you need? You need to start a legal division, because I can see it now. Michaelis and Michaelis, and your wife's an attorney, so you could go into go into defense attorney stuff, and
I think he's making a good living at this.
I think so, but I can just see it. Michaelis and Michaelis,
Yeah, Michaelis and Michaelis, and I can't think of the tagline, but it was "Life happens, we help you." Sue?
We can help you too.
Helps you go through it. Well, any disasters last 24 hours? Anybody going through walls?
So a lot of wet homes, a lot of wet basements, and our waterproofing division's really busy. Just because a lot of these basements are being affected by maybe hydrostatic pressure or just total saturation of the ground, and they haven't really had these wet experiences in the past. So talking with our director, Ty Tuck, of our waterproofing division, he has worked a sweetheart deal with one of the major material companies that we buy our product from, and got a reduced price. So we're very competitive on pricing right now. So if any of the listeners are considering any type of a French drain system or a waterproofing system or water management system in their basement, have them call us, or please call us for a free inspection. And I think, again, we're going to be very competitively priced because of this reduction in price on material, and volume created that. So it's not like the material price has gone down per se. It's just that when you buy on volume, you get a better price.
Yeah, the secret is that what is in that crawl space or in that basement doesn't stay there. If it's flooded, all that humidity is going to go up to the roof deck. I have a buddy who is a roofer, and he will not go up on a roof until he goes down in the crawl space to make sure there's no water. And a lot of people forget that, but you're taking care of your foundation and crawl space.
So he won't go on the roof because he's fearful that if it's a prolonged process, that the roof decking might be squishy soft.
Absolutely,
or something like that.
That's exactly why.
Yes.
Yeah. And Pat always tells the story about going upstairs after the spring thaw, and it was raining in his attic because
I've seen it.
You've seen it? Oh, golly.
Oh, I've absolutely seen it. A rainforest in an attic, absolutely. And back in the day, anything built probably in the 70s, they used a 3/8 inch decking on a 24-inch rafter or truss system, and they were spongy right out of the gate.
Yeah,
so
what they call that? Aspenite? I can't remember what they called that board, but it was spongy, just putting it up there.
It was. So that just would, I could see your roofer actually stepping through, crushing through shingles and decking. So good advice, absolutely.
Good advice. Yeah. Well, Richard, what's the best way to people to get you? Is it the 844-FIX-INDY?
So that's a good number, or our landline is 317-251-1935, or go online. Go right to, forget the www, there's only one World Wide Web, but just michaeliscorp.com, and they can request that inspection and get on the schedule almost immediately for all of our services, or just call the front office, 251-1935.
I tell everybody that when they move into a new home, they've got to have one place for all the magic numbers. And I say, put it on your electrical panel, whether you tape it on there, whether you write it on there with magic marker. But for your emergency numbers, which should be Michaelis, 844-FIX-INDY, write it on your electrical panel, and you'll always have it. There you go, Richard.
Great idea. Thank you, Denny. And thanks for being a spokesperson and believing in our firm.
Of course I believe in you. You owe me money. Okay. Just kidding, Richard. All right, it's the Michaelis Corporation, 844-FIX-INDY or michaeliscorp.com. Well, the lineup today in the Home and Garden Show is Jack Phipps from Allisonville Home and Garden. Good to have him. I got Allison Lemons, who puts up with Hammer and Nigel every single day. Have you ever slapped the snot out of those boys, Allison?
Actually, yes. National Slapping a Coworker Day.
Oh.
Hammer had me slap him.
Did you get a
So
good...
that was interesting.
All right. Did you hold back or did you give him a good whack? You held up.
Yeah, I probably held
He
back.
held back.
Yeah.
In fact, his son came in to do
Yes,
the duty.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you
But,
can't
all
do
right.
it yourself, you hire a hitman or a slap man. Terry Stacy is here. Terry, you look so lovely. You've been on
Thank
television
you.
this morning already.
Went to see Patty Spitler
Yeah?
on Wish TV as we were getting ready for her Great Day TV. And, the Daughters of the American Revolution. I found
They
this
are.
story
Yeah.
that I just think are amazing. And because of the things that they do when it comes to their missions. And one of the things we do as we approach Memorial Day is the Jonathan Jennings chapter in Carmel. They go to a really an old 200-year-old cemetery called Farley Cemetery in I think it is in Carmel, and they clean the headstones.
Oh.
And it's a very small cemetery. It's very tiny, and it's filled with a lot of veterans.
A lot of those headstones are made out of limestone, and that wears down.
Yep.
And you can see them with the toothbrushes. They're so meticulous. They try to clean every letter.
That's right. They
Yeah.
really are amazing, and they care very deeply about making sure that these headstones are treated well to know that who's
Kept up.
there, and they appreciate that, and they also really understand the meaning of Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And so many times we've got the race, and it kind of goes by.
It's
a
easy
day
to
off.
forget.
And it's easy to forget, but they don't. Not
So
the
Daughters of American to be a member, you trace your lineage back to somebody who was in the Revolutionary War. Is that how that works?
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
And this lovely lady who actually, I'm going to make sure I get her name right if I can. Heath Adair is her name. I'm pretty sure her last name, Abert, excuse me. She was the chapter regent, and they're having a conference here. And so they all got together and they met me down here. So I'm grateful that we had a chance to kind of share their story.
Cool.
That's what we did.
You look lovely. You look too
Thank
good
you.
for radio.
Oh, I
Sorry.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, Brenda is going to join us here. Brenda has been on the line here waiting for us, and I think she's got. I hope the poison ivy didn't get her. Hey, Brenda, what's up?
Hello.
Yeah.
We have a nice blackberry set up with the trellis and everything, and they're older plants. They have they're thornless and they're real nice. But now we've got poison ivy underneath. When we were trying to weed and clean that out, the poison ivy got my husband good.
Is it vine or is it ground cover? Which there's two types of ivy that some go up and some just spread out. Which one is it?
I think it's the kind that spreads out because if you pull it, the roots come from right under the edge of the ground.
All right. So there's no easy way. If you want to kill it, I would get an ortho product that is specific to poison ivy, and I would put on a rubber glove or a vinyl glove, and then I would get a cloth glove and then stick my hand in there and then just sort of daub my hand all over the poison ivy, and that will kill it. But then you still got to be careful because the oils are still in the leaves and the oil is still in the twigs and whatnot.
It's
But
ortho ground
the
clear.
blackberries?
it won't hurt the blackberries if you don't touch the blackberries. That's why you put the glove, because you want it to be selective. Now, Pat will say get a paintbrush. I was never good at painting, and but the thing is, wear rubber gloves, especially if your husband is really susceptible to it, or if you're
Yes,
pissed
he
off.
is.
If you're pissed off at him, just say, "Honey, Denny says to just go out there and rub your hands over it." So, but anyway, it should not hurt the blackberries. But Allison, you just gave us a product.
Yeah, the ortho, it's a ground clear
Ground
is what it's
clear.
called. I think it's a black bottle, maybe.
Yeah,
And it has poison ivy on the front.
So,
poison ivy on the
can't
front.
miss it.
So there you go, Brenda. I'm sorry if you get snagged, you get snagged, and
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Thank you.
You betcha. You betcha. All right. Next up, we've got Jan, and Jan's joining us now, and this might be the baby duck girl, Allison.
Oh, no.
Jan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, great. I was so pleased to have this mama duck lay her nest in my flower bed, but now she didn't even let me see the babies when they hatched, and I have this nest I've got to clean up, empty
Aw.
nest. of
Nest that you-
feathers and shells and all that. So
Are they? So everybody's
what-
gone? Is everybody left the nest?
Yes. I didn't even get to see them walk across the pond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Hold on, I
Jan,
got
just
a
a
fire
minute.
truck going by.
I was just going to
Hold
say,
on.
are you being arrested?
I'm sitting at a red light and a fire department truck's going by.
We have.
So now I know. I need to know what protocol to protect myself from antimicrobial or whatever, and how do I dispose of this nest?
Okay,
in
I would
general?
wear a
In the
mask.
trash?
I would wear a mask, but I wouldn't worry about my hands. Just wear a pair of gloves. But if you're worried about histoplasmosis because baby ducks poop in the nest, as does the mama
Yes.
sometimes, I would just wear a mask.
Here comes a fire truck.
They're on their way.
They're on their way. So,
You just hold tight, Jan.
all right, so Jan, you can hear me, but I would just get a small rake. Oh, there we go. We got you back. I would just get a small rake it out, bag it up. But as far as touching it, I wouldn't worry about touching it, but I would worry about breathing anything coming from it.
Okay, good. And I can just put that in my regular trash. I thought about taking it down and dumping it in the pond. Like, here, duck, here's your mess.
Wait a minute. You
Now,
loved
that's
this
an-
duck in the beginning.
That's an angry woman.
Well, to be fair, she didn't get to see the babies. I'd be upset too.
I do
Yeah.
feel bad for her, but
Everybody needs to be cleaned up when they're little ones. But
I think
good
that
luck
can
to you,
just go
Jan.
in the regular trash. It can, right? Just put it in your regular trash.
you
I think
can.
it's fine, all bagged up.
Not an issue. All right, when we come back, we are going to take Charles. Charles will be joining us here on the Home and Garden Show. If you want to get in there, it's 239-9393, area code 317, right here on 93 WIBC. All right, it's the Home and Garden Show. It's been a couple weeks since we've heard from the master of the West Side, the alumni of Ben Davis High School, the greatest high school in the world, according to Charles. Hey,
Well,
Charles.
class of 66. I'm
Class of
telling you.
66?
Yeah.
You're an old guy.
Yeah, why? I've got books that are older than you are. Well, give or take a chapter. But anyway, I know we're at the top of the hour, so I'll talk real quick. I want to wish all of you and your families a good order, because I know you're going to be busy next week, and everybody out there, visitors, and go Fever, go. And let's see, what was I think it was and of course, Terry and Allison together should bring our sunshine out there in some form or another with
I would
the
think
mysteries
so.
of all media. But I was calling back real quick. A couple of things. I got one of the worst jokes I've ever heard. Clean. I'll make it real quick. But a couple of weeks ago, on Saturday Night Live, if you've been on the host 5 times or more, they have a special award or whatever. A couple of weeks ago, I tipped the 11th appearance on Coast to Coast with George
I
Mary.
heard you. Well, I didn't hear you. Jane heard you. She goes, Charles the Genius called into Coast to Coast and was bragging about WIBC.
I did it. I laid it on 3 different times and laid it on there. You better believe. I'll tell you what it was. I got in the middle of the night getting a drink of water, and I had a voice. The voice of the force said, "Butch," that's my nickname. Answer the phone. So I called in. One of me and Chance, the guy that was on there, was talking about these disappearing scientists and stuff. And I told him about the Atlas Shrugged deal and all the different, things. And of course, that disappeared real quick. That it's gone up in the news and everything.
Charles, you
So-
probably don't know this, but Dan Galante used to be one of our board ops or one of our producers here, and he is the number one guy for George Norrie.
Well, I even got to talk. Was it Art Bell that started the whole show? And I'll never forget. Art Bell even off the air said, "Charles, do I know you from somewhere?" And I said, "Not this world, anyway." Okay. Anyway, guy, and for Pat, we'll send you a metaphysical Hallmark card to Pat you recoup, and we got to get Ethan off his decaffeinization. I know how that is. When I was a teenager, I was hooked on phonics. No. But
All right.
anyway,
30
here's
seconds.
the joke. You ready?
30
you ready for
seconds.
the joke?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Just Fox News just had it on there. A guy had hiccups, works at the lens grinder factory in Wisconsin. He slipped and fell in the lens grinder. They got him out, no injury, but for 2 seconds he almost became the greatest spectacle in racing.
Charles, you snuck that one in on me, son. I didn't see that.
He
coming.
got you there.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got time for one more, too. Let's bring up Angelo. Angelo is our poorest, Ethan. Angelo is the poorest conservative in Hamilton County. But, Angelo, it's always good to hear from you. How are you?
All right, but that's not Hamilton County. That's Carmel.
Okay. Every time I say it, Angelo, I get it wrong, so I'm glad you're there to correct me. I'll just call you my mother-in-law.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, that was a resolution that passed. That does not mean it's a law.
I know, but I hope it embarrasses those bums. Okay? That's what I'm looking for, Angelo.
Good luck with that. So the other thing is I am the greatest spectacle in racing.
Okay.
So
I know you do drag racing.
You guys know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I'm driving on my way home in the rain, and now it looks nice and sunny out here next exit 125 at 31.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the rain is stopping anytime soon, it looks like. And it should be pretty nice the rest of the day. But I will say, I'm glad you mentioned that. The Peony Festival that was supposed to be today, they did postpone that for tomorrow. So if you were headed up to Noblesville today, just know that that's moved to tomorrow.
There you go. Angelo, thanks. Go ahead.
You guys have fun and make money.
Yeah.
Back at you.
I like your attitude, Angelo. Yeah. By the way, speaking of making money, Allison, I can't remember what the generation is that is from 2005 up. Is that Z? I don't know what generation that is. The millennials or whatever it is. They are. I'm reading stuff from some New York guys that I know. They say that generation is going to be some of the greatest entrepreneurs America's ever had, and we're talking Carnegie, as good as Carnegie, good as all these people have started all these, but they're going to be individual businesses, and they're going to be very, very profitable. It's exciting to read that other people have caught the entrepreneurship vein and are ready to go after it. They're tired of working.
I think a lot of people, too, don't want to work for anybody else anymore.
That's what I was going to say. I think that's the truth.
And I don't think that's a bad thing if you can...
Make it work.
Make it work. Yeah. That's exactly right. I'm sorry you got to work for Sullivan.
It's okay.
Pat, it's all right. You know.
We enjoy it.
Yeah. Are you Catholic? Because it's the cross you got to bear. You know? That's what it is. All right. Our number is 317-239-9393. In the next hour, we are going to have Craft Corner. And Terry, you want to give me a little bit of a pre-tease?
Sure, I'll tell you. There's a lot of things you see out there right now that is Indy 500 related, right?
Oh, right.
All of the accessories and everything. And there you put a pretty penny on some of those things. So, I was out of ideas. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just do something that I see over there at the boutique. For barely nothing.
Oh, that's a tease.
So we're going to make something that you find at a boutique, Indy 500 related, that'll cost you a pretty penny unless you make it on your own.
Yeah.
Huh?
Now, Terry, have you been up the Speedway yet this year, Terry?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen all of the big Chevy, the big temporary buildings that are just just east of the pagoda? They're just loaded. Everything's loaded with shirts and coats. I saw the Wienermobile coat and stuff.
You're right, Denny.
That's all there is. I went in there thinking I was going to
Merch.
see engines and
There's
stuff.
so much merch. We were talking about it earlier. I know a couple people here at the station who spent a couple $100 on merch already.
They probably just got maybe 4 or 5 items.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the truth. I mean,
It's
that's
exactly
really
true.
I mean,
If not
hats will
less.
cost you a lot, and things cost a little bit of money out there. But guess what? Everybody's buying it.
It is cool merch, and a lot of it's local. A lot of it is local.
A lot of it's
people.
local. So anyway, had some great time out at the track. It's been a beautiful week. Unfortunately, today with rain on and off. But we'll see if they can get qualifying in. Tomorrow's going to be huge.
It's going to be really busy because they got to do the first round and they got to do the second round and then the third round.
Yeah.
So they'll be busy little boys and girls out there. It is the Home and Garden Show. Sullivan will be back with us. He's a little bit under the weather, but right now we've got all your lines ready to go. 239-9393. That's right here on 93 WIBC.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools. Power tools. Power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in the wall and think of all you can do. You can plan.
Well, believe it or not, we're in the second half of the Home and Garden Show without Mr. Sullivan. Sully's a little under the weather today, and it's always best not to make your coworkers sick. And so many times we think we just got to slug it through, and then we bring it to somebody else. So
And today we said, no, thank you. You
No,
stay
thank
home,
you.
sir.
Yeah.
We'll call Jack.
Have somebody change your diaper, go back to bed. So that's exactly what
he and Patty are hanging out today.
Yeah,
that's probably too. And that voice you hear is Jack Phipps, our old friend from Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Jack, this is a busy time of year. I went over to Sullivan's just to buy some grass seed to get planted and some ground up straw. I don't even know what they called it, ground up straw mulch. But I went there at like 10:30 in the morning on a rainy day. The place was packed. Is that what Allisonville's like right now?
That's exactly what it's like right now.
So what should be people doing?
Well, I think it's about time to get started. Every year we say, wait till Mother's Day to get started. Wait for that last frost date. We're past that. We think we're green flags for planting.
And off we go. Is it too late to plant trees and bushes, or can we still get those in if we?
You still have plenty of time for that.
Plenty of time. Yeah.
Well, you can really plant as long as the ground's not hard frozen. It just gets harder to water, as it gets a little hotter out. But something that we can easily walk you through.
Oh, good. Good. Do you guys do design work? I had people, looks like we just had somebody pop up. I had somebody say, does anybody do design work for a garden or for landscaping? If somebody come in and they just show you their house, will you help them do that?
So if it's something really detailed, we do have like Jacques, our landscape designer. But if they have just a little garden plot they're looking to fill, take some measurements, get a picture, we're happy to help. Anybody would love to help.
There
kind
you
of
go.
Figure something out there.
You're there normally, okay for people to ask for Jack?
Always.
Did you sell my Hobbit yet?
No, we have not. It's hanging out in houseplants.
They have, if you go to the houseplant section, which is, let's see, almost to the north, as far north as you can go in the old greenhouse. They have a jade hobbit there that I've had my eye on for 2 years. It's the most beautiful plant. Those are really slow growers, are they not?
They are. And I wish I had an exact age on that because it is just a really old specimen.
I bet it's 12, 15 years old.
At least.
But it's big as a barn. And Jane says no more plants. Like some people come home and they bring a new tool. Yeah. And everybody says, every time you go out to the hardware store, you buy a new tool. Well, I wanted to buy plants. And Jane said, no more plants.
Yeah,
we have
please.
We have enough plants, please.
But I did hear your dome came down, so now you have maybe room in your life for a few more plants.
Yeah, they'd have to be outside. They'd have
Spoken
to be
like a true Sullivan salesman.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have those plants for you.
Yeah, I bet you. You've got the problem. I've got the solution. Yeah, that's an old marketing ploy. Do you know what it is? It says, "I'll give you solutions that work, not just solutions that work." Yeah, it's a real snag. Hey, let's grab the phones right here. We've got Goni, I think. Not know that name. Let's see if we've got it right.
Okay.
How do you pronounce your name?
Do I get to go back there and then they say, "Oh no, come back and here"?
I don't think he's paying attention. Hello, you're on the air at WIBC.
Hello?
Hey, Clyde Raymond. Okay, I got to put him back on hold. Ethan, would you clear him and make sure he's going to be? And I so rudely interrupted Jack talking about selling.
Well, there you go.
I know.
Yeah.
Pat would not be happy.
Pat would not be happy. I can't tell you how many people have corrected me about this resolution that Senator Kennedy did about if Department of Homeland Security or the Treasury Department does not get paid, then the senators and the congressmen don't get paid. Well, they're not going to make that a law. They just said that that's a resolution, which means they might change their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't tell you how many. I think I've had 3 corrections to that already.
Really?
That part of it.
That doesn't surprise me.
93 WIBC. If you've got a question, give us a holler. 317-239-9393. 239-9393. So I'm going to go around the horn and see if you guys have turned on your air conditioning yet. Allison, have you guys turned on air conditioning down on the farm?
No, we haven't yet.
Yeah.
I have a fan in my room that I use every night.
Oh, do you?
No,
Jack?
no AC, not yet.
Jack, have you turned on air conditioning yet?
Oh, yeah. I'm flipping back and forth between AC and heat.
Well, you work outside too a lot, so I'm sure you need the AC.
Terry Lynn, have you turned on your air conditioning yet?
Air conditioning, I think, has clicked on a couple of times, I know we're going to need it this week.
There you go. That's where I was going. If you haven't heard the weather report, we're going to break 80 for the first time, which is really kind of late. I remember 80-degree days in April, but it's coming, and people ask me, well, what should I do? Well, first of all, change your filters. You should be changing your filters about every 3 to 4 months if they're 2-inch filters. If you're the 1-inch filters, I would change those monthly. And if you're like Pat Sullivan, you have to have somebody come in and change them because you're going to forget anyway. But that's the number one thing you can do.
So I have a question. I had Airtron come out service my house, and he was telling me that I don't need, if I get a 1-inch filter, I don't need to get the premium. I just need to change it every month regardless.
That was very fair and very wise and very true. It depends on the MERV, the MERV rating. The higher that rating, the lower numbers will stop, birds, rocks.
Yeah.
As you go up, then they start to catch the smaller stuff. But then they load up. It's called loading. And they load up so much that they starve out the compressor and the condenser coils. So you've got to make sure if you're only going to have the 1-inch, change them once a month, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Glad I've stuck with it.
Yeah, most of the old racks that were for furnaces and air conditioners only had a 1-inch sleeve in there for you to put in 1-inch filters anyway. Then they started putting in 2-inch, then they put in the 4-inch. And I'm told that Air Bear wants to put out a 6-inch filter, which that's incredible. I mean,
we don't even have that at the store on those big units.
Really?
I think it's just a 4-inch.
Yeah. The number one thing you can do, that's if you just change your filters, your system will last 2 or 3 times longer than if you don't. That's it. Terry, were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were getting ready to jump in there.
No. When we start
has lots
talking
of
about
thoughts on
filters,
AC
I'm just a listener.
You're just a listener.
Yeah.
All right.
You have no thoughts on filters?
Not today, I don't.
To bring it full
Sometimes I do.
circle, I did have some issues with my air filter in my lawnmower. And when I finally did change that, cleaned it out.
And, tell people what you saw on that air filter.
Oh, it was like a year ago. I'm just so proud I did it. I can't recall what I saw.
Yeah, well, it's all the really, really fine stuff. The big
Yes.
stuff will not clear the hole, the intake hole, but all that little stuff does. And that keeps it out of your combustion chamber. So,
But then it also kept any air from getting into the engine.
Exactly. Jack, it's called maintenance. You got to do this stuff.
I'm learning.
You're learning.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take care of the plants, but the lawnmower still work in progress.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right, we got a couple calls. Are y'all ready?
Yes, we're ready.
All right, let's take George first in there, Ethan. And there we go. Hey, George, thanks for joining us here on the Home and Garden Show.
Good morning. I've got some black water bugs coming up through the kitchen sink. Drain. What do you do if you put poison down there? Every time you drain the water, it's going to take the poison out. Is it a lost cause?
Well, how big are they? Are they fly type or are they beetles? When you say water bugs, what are you seeing coming up? Describe them to me.
They're just black bugs. They're not brown like cockroaches. It's just I've always called them water bugs. They're just a black bug.
Yeah, they don't fly.
That's a sewer bug of some sort. I don't know how they got past the trap. All right, so I would. You didn't hear this on air, okay? But I'm told by people who really know that if you would just take a teaspoon of a pesticide, such as 7 liquid. Does 7 come in a liquid too?
Yeah, concentrate.
Yeah, I would put like a 1/4 teaspoon of 7 last thing at the night. Run the garbage. Terry's saying, and she's not talking about how good the brownies taste. Yeah, this is stuff that just a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Last thing, run the garbage disposal, and then put a wet cloth over the top of it. And if you put a wet cloth.
I've been just putting a plug. It's a twin sink. The garbage disposer's on one side, so I've just been plugging them up at night. But I just wondered if there was a way to get rid of them, and I guess you're telling me what to do.
Yeah, you can. Well, I'm told. Now, I'm not telling you what to do there, George. I'm just telling you that there are people that say in a very small quantity, you got to asphyxiate those beetles, and so you want to do it the last thing at night so no more water's going through. All right, so it looks like Ethan didn't like that one. We hung up on him. Okay. Let's see if I can finally figure it. Let's see if I can finally figure out how to turn this thing on. Allison, do you know how to run this?
Can't you just press it?
Yeah, you
just press
who
it.
you're trying to get on air.
I'm trying to get Jeff on. Hey, I got it.
There you go.
Hey, Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Hey, yes, sir. Good morning to everybody, and I hope Pat feels better. I listen to y'all every Saturday morning. I've got a question about some problem in my lawn. I think a bowl thistle. It's a very spiny and kind of an irritant. You can't get rid of it with Roundup, otherwise you kill the lawn. So I'm just curious if you got any ideas.
It sounds like Canadian thistle. That's a tough one, Jack. If you heard me earlier talking to the lady about poison ivy, if you can do it selectively, what you want to do is put on a vinyl glove and then a cloth glove, like an old cloth work glove, and then stick your fingers in some sort of a herbicide, whether it's 2,4-D, whether it's Orthos, Weed Be Gone. But I would probably use Roundup on if it's Canadian thistle, and just run your fingers over it and realize you're going to have to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times. So keep the cotton glove, change the vinyl glove. But that's the only way I know how to get it because I don't know anything selective. Jack, is there anything?
I was thinking there might be a lawn weed killer that might be a little more selective so that he maybe more safely do it in the grass, but you'd have to just read that label.
Do you have just one or do you have 1,000?
Well, I'd say it's somewhere in between. I'd say maybe 100 or 2. I don't know.
Wow.
I haven't counted them. It is.
Boy, it's a back-breaking thing. Take a stool with you and just make your way across.
Oh, my gosh, Denny, that's
I may
100
even just
of
take
them.
an afternoon and a little weed popper and go out there.
Oh, there you go. You know, they still make those old weed poppers.
We have long-handled ones, too.
That's right.
I'd hire somebody in the neighborhood.
It's a nasty job, Jeff, but if you're patient, it's like weeding a garden. The first time you do it, it takes you forever. Second time you do it, not quite as long. But you got to stay after Canadian thistle. It does not go away with one punch.
I don't know how it got here.
And don't do whatever you do. Don't pull it because then all the rhizomes, they have babies down there, and then you're going to get twice as much. So poison it as best you can. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Good luck. Wish them luck, Denny.
If I never see you again, goodbye. All right, when we come back, we've got a whole boatload here. We've got a Tony, a Jeff, and a Tom. We're going to get to all 3 of those. You're listening to the Home and Garden Show right here on 93 WIBC. WIBC's Home and Garden Show is without one of our key members who is under the weather today. So, Sully, if you're or Pat, or if you're at home, take your medicine, get some sleep, change your diaper. Did I say that to Pat? I think I did. 93 WIBC. In studio, substituting for Pat is Jack Phipps from Allisonville Home and Garden.
Yay!
We've got Allison Lemons from the Hammer and Nigel show is in with us, and the wonderful Terry Lynn Stacy.
Hi, thank you.
All here. And joining us right now is our old buddy JMV. So here we are at the Garden Gate over by Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. Hey, Johnny, how are you, man?
Hey, guys, so Pat is sick?
He
was with me yesterday. Did I make him sick?
Did you? I hope he doesn't get you sick.
What did you feed him?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Poison barbecue?
I was the one. I take one for the team every Friday like that, and I'm the one that drinks.
Maybe that was his problem. He
That's
didn't
why
drink.
it's not adding up.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
so. Well, Johnny, we're going to have a...
But hey, by the way, hey, Denny, before we get started,
yes, sir.
I want to make sure Sundown Gardens at the Garden Gate is open, and their grand opening is going on. I should say their spring fling, whatever that is. They're
Open
having
houses,
up there in
the
Westfield.
spring open house.
Yes. And they got the same thing going on at Miss M's right here near me. I passed it a little bit earlier. It is absolutely packed. And Yellow Rose Food Truck. That's a great place, by the way. That's
and if you're a wino, Mallow Run Winery is going to be there, and that's always a good time. But John, both locations today, they're doing 20% off trees and shrubs, 30% off pottery, and 20% off the tropicals at both locations. That's a heck of a deal in the spring because usually you don't see the sales in the spring like this. So jump on those.
Yes.
Yeah,
you got that right. Hey, I did also want to give a shout out. When Pat was with me yesterday, we had a listener to the show that actually rode his bike, his actual bicycle, from Dayton, Ohio, to be a part of the show. And thus, with the sold-out race next week, the 110, the 500, I made sure he had a pair of tickets to go next week.
Oh, good on you. That's a great story. That is a great story.
Theo is an absolute ball of energy and awesome. And you could see if somebody was going to ride their bike from Dayton, Ohio, you'd go, yep, Theo did it, if you pick him out of a crowd.
Wow, that's amazing. How long did it take him?
It was an amazing story. Yeah, he came up and said, hey, I just rode my bike in to be a part of the show from Dayton, Ohio. And I went, what? And he had it like chained up right out there out front. He was on it.
How long did it take him to get to you?
A while. I think like a day.
Okay.
It had to.
Or two, maybe. So yeah.
I was thinking a couple
I think
days.
he stopped
Wow.
along the way a couple places. But no, it was really cool to see. And I think he was also, guys, he was making the ride to help out autism. It was for autism. And I found it incredibly special, and Pat did as well. It was really touching that he joined us yesterday too. It was really cool. So shout out to Theo for doing that, and he'll be a part of the 110 coming up a week from tomorrow.
That's so cool. You know, there's a whole group. I mean, so many people. They gather together from both sides of town, east and west, and they ride as a group with a police escort. There's a special place for them at the track that they can put their bikes. And you know what? They're in and out really fast. You know, it takes 3 hours to get out of the track sometimes on race day. So these guys are in and out so fast. It's really not too bad of a ride.
JMV, you know that I work in the accounting department here at Radio 1, and I saw that there was a special request for hazard pay. You requested a hard hat and a breathing apparatus for the race day morning because of cigar smoke. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be you and Tony. You don't smoke cigars?
I do not. I've always had a joke with him. If you want to bring something else to smoke, we probably get in trouble if we can do that.
You and Jimmy Buffett.
Not going to do that.
We can probably do that. No, yeah, I just want there to be warmer temperatures because if you remember a year ago, it justified Tony actually rocking a scarf for once in his life.
Yeah.
So
an ascot. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, true story, though. Tony and I are just stratospherically different in so many ways.
Oil and water.
And here's what is important for everybody that always kind of gets tangled up in political lines and, disagreements and such. It doesn't matter. We always meet in the middle for friendship and for being able to hang out. And if you're just open for friendship and hanging out, and if you're just out for a good time, which Tony is, then you're going to end up getting along. And I just always think about that. Everybody always asks me, how do you get along with everybody? Well, because I'm Captain Get Along. I like getting along. I don't like there to be, that canyon in stuff. Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoy it. And I always recognize that on race day with Tony because, again, we do two completely different things, but we always meet in the middle, and the middle is we work well
John.
together and get along and like to hang out with one
another. What a lot of people don't know,
Aw.
and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this on air, but I'm part-time. They can fire me. We all had to take this personality test. Did you take your personality test, Jono?
I don't. I probably may have and may have not known it.
It's bi-weekly now, John. You got to take them bi-weekly now.
Yeah, take them bi. Anyway, I took mine and I shared my results with Allison, and Allison shared her results with me. I don't know. My wife says it's about 90% right. I don't know. Allison, do you think yours was right? Personality test?
I think mine said I was a pioneer and a connector. Now, ask me what that means. I'm not sure, but I think it has to do with the Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
the
I
same
am
thing.
definitely a connect. I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
now. I think I was I think I was also taking a shower when that was going on too. So,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I reached
Yeah.
out to Allison because all of a sudden we got this notice that says part-time, full-time. You have to take this by the COB. And it took me forever to figure that was close of business today. So I'm at a Little League ball game taking this test, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So
They're
anyway.
very serious about this.
John, we got to let you go, but thanks for being here on behalf of Sundown Gardens and Miss M's down in Bargersville.
Are you working tonight, John?
I am. JMV Takeover, B105.7. Then next week in the Bronze Fun Time Camper in lot number 6. And guys, It is going to be open, all inclusive for the Jambi Takeover next Saturday night live. Me and DJ Skids in our bronze fun time camper and lot number 6 right off. You know where that footbridge is?
Yes, sir.
Right, Georgetown, right there.
Right.
That footbridge. We're going to be right next to that.
That's just north of the 500 Legion post. So I know
You got
exactly.
that.
I know exactly where you are. Well, John, thanks for joining us. You have a good weekend. Okay.
You got it, guys. See ya.
JMV as part of the Home and Garden Show right here on 93 WIBC. The Home and Garden Show is in studio this week. Next week, we will be calling the Indianapolis 500 Festival Parade. We will be right on the south side of the circle, looking right down Meridian. And that allows us to see the turnoff of Washington Street as it comes up the short chute there on Meridian. Then it goes around Monument Circle. And we've been
Halfway,
there for
just halfway around.
Just halfway around.
Right back up on
Pretty
Meridian.
cool. Are you going to call from the perch or are you going to be with us?
I think I'm on the perch.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean,
you're
I
really
have
good
a
at that.
spot, and it's right off the circle too. It's right on the other side of the circle from where you'll be.
You know what's funny is there are so many personalities that have done that with you, and you either like it or you don't like
Yeah.
it, and you are really good at it, and you get the crowd whipped up. You don't have to follow a script.
It's really fun. It is really fun, and I think people after it's a long day.
Yeah.
And you up on a perch, and usually in the sun or the rain or the sleet sometimes or hail, but no, we're not. We're not doing it.
Has it hailed on you?
There's been days that have been bad.
I think you misunderstand. It was
parade.
all hail Terry Stacy.
No, it's a great parade, and I hope you're coming down. I think there's still some tickets left.
All right, joining us now, we've got Tony. Hey, Tony, how are you?
I'm doing well. I hope everybody's doing good. First of all, I want to say your show is really focused and on point today, and I can't figure out why.
Oh, can I buy your lunch, Tony? Okay.
Poor
day, Denny.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
See if Allison and Terry did any more research on the boxes of ticks.
The boxes of
ticks.
You know, we confirmed.
Now, set it up. Remind people what it was all about.
The government, at one point, threw boxes of ticks. This is what we really did here, and we did confirm there was a story like this. They threw them out across the country. And
As
nobody
like a
ever really
biowarfare.
said why they were. No, there's never been a confirmation as to why they did it, but it did. And now we are tick infested. And this again, according to Kylan, sorry, she's our producer on first day. Allison is looking it up right now. And what did you?
Well, so there's been farmers calling in and confirming this too. A couple weeks ago, we had a Lyme disease doctor come in, and she was talking about tick bites and that sort of thing. And this is what kind of got us on the subject. And they're saying farmers and social media influencers and these holistic wellness advocates, they're all online saying that farmers are getting these mysterious boxes of ticks on their property, and they're coming all throughout Indiana and the Midwest, and no one really knows where they're coming from.
Government.
And there's a lot of conspiracy theories.
I was just
about it
going to
being
say
the
this is a
government.
bigger conspiracy than UFOs.
Government.
But it's true. We had several listeners
Government.
call in, and they said they've had neighbors or farmers themselves who've had random boxes of ticks show
Now,
up.
who else would do it? Government.
Government.
I love you guys.
So
welcome to the
it's-
conspiracy tent.
We don't know what it is going on, but there's definitely something going on.
Something is going on.
But why?
All right, I'm going to bring
government.
I'm gonna
Well,
bring
they don't know
Tony
if it
back.
has diseases in it. They don't know what it is.
All right, Tony, I'm bringing you back up. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Well, yeah, they've actually been talking about bioengineered ticks at Davos since 2018.
Yeah, it's been a while. Right.
Right. They talk about that in the future we'll eat a lot less red meat. It'll be a treat and not a staple.
Right.
Well, they've been talking about that in Davos since 2018.
See?
Oh,
What's
boy.
up with that?
And,
I-
interesting enough, the CDC
Government.
reported that emergency room visits for tick bites are the highest for this time last year in 2017.
Yeah.
Holy
In the
cow.
Midwest or
In the Midwest.
In the Midwest, where
Yeah,
they thrive.
the theory is they're treating us like a herd animal, and they're trying to cull the herd.
I think
So-
it's an experiment.
Approximately 40% of adult ticks in the Midwest test positive for Lyme disease.
Yeah, and it's not the adults that are really more treacherous to us. It's the little bitty guys,
Ugh.
the babies. So
And they don't. People oftentimes think they just fall mostly in your hair and your head, but they actually come up through the ground.
they come up through the ground,
your pants,
up your ankles,
pant
that's
legs,
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a plane once. We'll get back on schedule. But I was on a plane once. I was coming back from Montana, and this guy comes up right next to me, and he says, I know you don't know me, but I'm your best friend in the whole world. And he reached up and on the top of my head, he pulls off a tick and he says, this is on your head. I said,
And then he ate it.
no, he didn't eat it. But what a nice guy to not just walk by, but because we'd been out in the weeds and everything.
Like monkeys.
Montana.
He was like a monkey. He was like
I am
a
going to
monkey
put.
friend. Taking the ticks off you. Monkeys pull things off of each
And with
other.
that, let's go to a break. We'll be right back. We're going to pick up Jeff and Tom. And Tom, we got two Toms and a Jeff. Is that like a Tom Jeff? Right here on 93 WIBC.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys. That really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools.
I wish we could bottle up the conversations that take place during the breaks. Well, I don't know if they're FCC approved or not, but they are certainly expressing. I'm sure. Hey, it's the Home and Garden Show. We're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Michaelis helps you get through all that stuff. They really are nice people. They'll help you with the insurance. They'll help you with the roof. They'll help you with the crawl space. They'll do all that stuff. And they'll even help you build and remodel. You reach out to them if you need them. It's 844-FIX-INDY. 844-FIX-INDY. It's the Michaelis Corporation. All right, kids, we've got one more call, and then we're going to get set up for, not in the weeds, but Craft Corner. Craft Corner.
It's a big one today.
No. Ethan's. Yeah, look
He's
at
ready.
that. He's blaming poor Canyon in there. The intern. Yeah, take your lip. Don't blame it on anybody else.
He's clicking buttons.
Yeah, Southside Tom. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good morning, Denny. I have got 10 million things to talk about, so I'll talk fast today. But first of all, get well, Pat. Get you back on the air. Number two thing is, I'm on call if you need a co-host. My 25 years of broadcast experience all come in handy for something.
Wow. All right.
So,
Does Diane
Pat,
turn you? Does your wife Diane turn you loose for that stuff?
Yes, thank you for mentioning her. She's sitting here right now
Yeah,
listening to you on the
She'd be
delay.
glad to get rid of you on the weekends.
Oh, that would be the pleasure of her life. But you know, I'd be in good company with you and Allison and the whole group there.
What you got,
so
Tommy?
no problem there. Well, I got there. We got to talk Catholic things real quick. St. Rock has got their Mayfest going on from 2 to 10. They have an interesting $5,000 giveaway based on the 533 starters. And about 7 o'clock, they've got a wonderful 45 RPM group. That's the name of them, 45 RPM. These guys do the music that you and I grew up with.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
they do a wonderful job at. So, and that's all part of the free admission there. St. Rock's is, of course, down at Sumner and South Meridian Street on the south side. And real quickly, also St. Jude, the 29th and 30th, we'll be running our big festival down there. So you might want to check that out. That's by Roncalli High School. Getting back to your business here, I keep waiting for you to do a remote down at Cardwell's. I would like to see that happen. So I just want to plant the seed on that if we can get that going.
Well, I don't think we're in control of that. Terry still represents them voice work wise, but I don't know. We're always willing.
Yeah, we're
to
trying to get there over once a year.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
we'll see.
So
Yeah.
okay. Now, two little things here. I hope they're little things. You had the conversation about the heating and air conditioning filters and what have you.
Yes.
Something I want to advise people on: don't stop at in the house. They have these filters, fresh air filters in the cars now, and if you don't replace those in some type of topical order, or have your mechanic do it, it'll burn up the fan motor. Our son has experience with that, and they run anywhere from about $15, $16. You can buy them at a good auto store, and if you need instructions on where to find it, go online.
But here's the problem with that. I drive I drive an Infiniti. And they wanted to charge me $85 to change the in-cabin filter, and I said, "Bull hockey!" I said, "I can," and I bought the filter for $40. But I tell you what, my knuckles still have not recovered. It is a Chinese jigsaw puzzle to get to that filter, and it's the best $85 I ever spent. After I tore my hands up trying to replace it, I don't know what the secret is to get them out. But you're right, Tom. It's a good idea to do, but I don't think it's a homeowner or a car driver thing to do.
Well, been there, done that. Instructions. Now, on certain models, I had a Buick a few years ago. You just dug in under the cowl where the vent is and were able to take care of that one. That was the greatest. But the Subarus we have now, you have to go in the glove compartment, unhook the glove compartment. You got to do all those type of machinations.
Exactly right. And I don't know if it's worth it.
But check with your mechanic. Now, real quickly, we're talking about the tiny drain bugs earlier and all bugs coming up. Well, I've read the suggestion on this. I've tried it. It's so-so. Pour vinegar down the drain. But our best solution is, and you can take them down when you have to go to wash dishes or whatever, is a fly ribbon. And we have a fly ribbon hanging above the sink, both downstairs and upstairs.
Yeah, that's
and
for drain.
Those little suckers.
Yeah, that's for drain flies, and I think that would work, Tom. But he was talking about more like a beetle or a bug.
Okay.
And I don't think it had wings, but I don't know.
He said it kind of looked like a cockroach, but it wasn't.
Yeah, isn't that reassuring?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Nonetheless, your drain flies are very hot right now, and they're all coming out. And also, and the fly ribbons, they still make them. Give them about $4 for $1.
They do,
and they'll come in hand. Oh yeah, you can buy them. Fly strips, fly ribbons, and the ones that have the little cardboard tube at the end. You pull it down, and it coils around. You'll find them at Sullivan's, of course.
There we go, Tom. Always good to talk to you.
Recommend.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, I'm standing by if you need me.
All right.
Okay?
All right, buddy.
You're super. Thanks,
yeah. The
everybody.
only reason we talk to you is because we like Diane, and it gets you away from her. So we're just protecting Diane, man.
Well, I don't want to be away from her, but that's okay. She'll appreciate those thoughts.
I think she does. Thanks for your
She's
call,
nodding
Tom.
her head.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. We'll see you now.
Hey,
There we
guys,
go.
I want to tell you, this is kind of interesting. 8 hours ago, this was posted on Indiana Life, which is a Facebook group. Strange rumbling reported across the state of Indiana. Brief ground shaking, deep rolling vibrations being reported from Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, South Bend, Evansville, Terre Haute, Kokomo, Muncie, and scattered across the Hoosier state.
You think that was Pat Sullivan's
I
stomach?
don't know. Some Hoosiers said it could have been quarry blasting, but no,
Government.
nothing's going on. Always the government.
Oh, Terry,
I'm
about
just saying
broker
what's in your
network.
head.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
You are in my head.
Oh, this is great.
Government. What's going on, government?
Could it be an earthquake?
People said this was not thunder. Whole house shook for a second. Thought a semi hit the building. Dogs knew before we did.
Has there been an earthquake?
Officials say
That's what
no
I'm wondering.
major damage has been reported so far, but people across Indiana are definitely paying attention. And some are saying that this happened last week.
Terry,
about
my
this
little dog,
time.
when the thunderstorms are coming, my little dog will get underneath my desk.
Oh, they know.
And so they do know, and they know
Cats know.
5 minutes before the storm hits.
Birds know.
My grandma, who had a knee replacement, also knows when it's about to rain.
Yep.
Oh boy,
I've heard that too.
That's pretty funny.
I've heard that too.
Pick on the old people back
No,
there.
the people with
Ethan.
arthritis and hip replacements and stuff,
Oh,
they
yeah.
feel it there before.
Pressure change,
Yeah,
they say.
pressure change.
Oh, I don't know. In my
Does
social
this
media
not alarm
feed.
you? You're just moving along.
No, I was
You're
about
just
to tell
moving
you.
along. That the Indiana is shaking, probably
Get him,
because of the
State.
government,
Get him,
and
Terry.
you're just
Tell
moving
him.
right along.
I believe
is
that
breaking
the
news, Danny.
Sunshine in the Morning has got a thunderstorm in her heart here, and she's taking on the sub-host.
Just wondered
here.
if this bothered you at all.
No, it doesn't bother me. I can't do anything
Wish
about
I
it.
felt it.
Wish.
I wish it did. I would never feel these things when we have these little earthquakes or whatever it is.
Wow.
Where did people feel it? All across the state?
All across the state. Boom.
Breaking news.
Government.
Mic drop.
Coming up next, we've got Craft Corner with the Sunshine in the Morning. Conspiracy theorist. Are you the vice president or the president of the
I'm
club?
just reading what's coming across my feed, and we all know that's all true.
And the very famous Allison Lemons. Coming up next right here on the Home and Garden Show, WIBC. Ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea, this is the segment we've been waiting for. The lovely Miss Allison and Terry Lynn are going to do a little bit of Craft Corner. I get excited for this because I don't have to do it. All right, Terry Lynn, Allison, what you got?
here's the situation. Busy week. Couldn't think of anything, but I had been at many different boutiques and shops that are selling 500 accessories, Indy 500 accessories. I'm talking about jewelry, everything. And they're a pretty penny, if you will.
Oh, yes.
These things cost a little bit of money. And I thought, we can do this ourselves. So today,
We can do this
we
ourselves?
are making jewelry. And you guys, you know how to do this. This is simple. You probably learned this in kindergarten, but this is just to inspire you to make Indy 500 jewelry. And so I'm going to go around now to my left. Basically, all you're going to need, and the beads are very inexpensive right now at Hobby Lobby, novelty beads in your silver, your gold, your pony bead. These are pony beads in black and white. And then you're also going to need letters. And these are very inexpensive. Like these are $3.49, these novelty beads. But again, I'm not endorsing them. I'm just saying Hobby Lobby's got them for like 40% off.
Oh, nice.
So they're really inexpensive right now.
And if I may, we are streaming on Facebook Live, Home and Garden Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to watch it or watch it later, we'll.
I just saw this side of Allison. What is going on?
So I
with your-
asked Allison. I asked Allison. I wanted 3 different things, and I hoped that she would be able to make earrings, but I didn't bring her any earring materials. So I asked her if she would just make them and then loop them around her ears.
And she has.
She has delivered.
She has delivered, and I'm so proud of this young lady. That's
I didn't
right.
see it from the other side.
Cars.
They say fast cars.
Because they are fast
Fast cars.
cars.
Fast cars.
Like
She's
for
a
the
woman.
Indy 500.
For the
That's good.
Indy 500.
And I love them dearly. Again, you can do that. You're going to need, again, your all of this, and I forgot to mention, then their cord. The cord is also very inexpensive. And then
So, Terry,
For
let's
you-
say for me, I don't have my ears pierced. Is there any other option I could do?
here's what he's done. Here's what we've done. So I made him this beautiful. I started him off with a bracelet that I made. Again, black and white, silver, and then you've got Indy.
Oh, it says Indy.
It says Indy. My words are Indy on this bracelet he's wearing, and I think it's beautiful. And then next, I left him alone, like we do, to make his own creation. Tell them what you've made.
I've made a one-of-a-kind, very festive IMS race day zipper pull.
Zipper pull. It's so cute. A
It's so
keychain for your
high.
zipper.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's zipper.
zipper.
Okay, I thought, man, you're putting it in a
Not for your
dangerous
pants, for your
Yeah,
quarter
for
zip.
your short.
Oh,
Yeah, don't need that down there.
All right. I was just saying, Jack. A zipper pull. You
Yeah.
know.
For
your quarter
sweatshirt zipper
zip.
pull.
Sweatshirt.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Sweatshirt coverall.
How great would that be to be sporting around the
You
track?
you got you dangling
you
down there.
dangling-
People are going
you
to
got
be
you
asking
dangling.
questions about that one, Terry.
It would be a great
good Lord.
conversation at the troughs for the men.
Hey, look at old Stony
Hey,
Face
look at
Canyon.
zipper.
Canyon behind the glasses laughing
You know,
finally.
Taylor Swift concerts, you trade bracelets.
Yeah.
Maybe guys at the race could trade zipper pulls.
Dangles. We're going to call them
Dangles, thank
Dongle
you.
dangles. You know,
I'm
whatever
going to
they
set
call
up a booth and I'm going to sell dangles for your zipper.
it. Hey,
I'm going to make a
Dangles
fortune.
by Terry Stacy.
It's
Look
gonna
for
be
it at the Midway.
Look for me on race day.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
going to have a whole backpack full of them, and I'm going to
So
be
how do
selling
you-
them for $5.
Terry Lynn, how do you terminate it? You just tie a knot, or what do you do?
You just tie a knot.
Tie
I
a
mean, this
knot.
is very simple. All the kids can do it. A knot at the end. Start stringing them on, and you could just go nuts. You could make
Like we have.
like necklaces.
Go nuts on
Yeah.
your danglers.
Yeah.
Right. That's my slogan.
Your dingle,
Go nuts
dangle,
on my
dongle.
dangle.
Oh, boy. This
It's
is
going to be great.
This is like a craft corner you've never
And
seen.
when you need
No.
some modeling done, I'm always happy too.
Thank you so much. I mean,
Come show
I am
off.
so happy, and thank you for again inspiring us with your creativity. And
No, Terry,
again,
thank
yes,
you.
Thank you again. These are simple, easy. Everybody's going to love them. Don't give them to children if they think they're Tic Tacs and eat them. Just watch your kids if they're using these little beads. But they've got all different sides of beads for all the kids' little hands and for your giant hands.
and remember, kids can
No
be
hands
stupid.
discriminated.
You know, adults are stupid, but kids can be stupider. So just keep an eye on them. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
this
these
is
are
no
small.
kid.
They're
My
very
grandson,
small.
who's graduating this week, took one of these beads and stuck it up his nose when we were babysitting once. We couldn't get it. We had to go to the emergency room, and they reached way up there and grabbed that.
Oh, no.
And it was a bean of some sorts. And I said, "Did you really stick that up your nose?" Well, I just got it started. It sort of got sucked up, Pawpaw. So anyway, don't put these up your nose.
No, don't put them up your nose. But thanks for watching us today on Craft Corner. Hope you maybe will make something like this for your 500 fun.
There you go. It's Craft Corner, unsponsored.
Yeah,
if you're interested, we're just going to say that Michaela sponsored this one. Zipper poles, dingle dongles.
Dingle dongles.
It's the Home and Garden Show. We're taking your phone calls. Give us a holler. We've still got a half hour to go with this nonsense. 317-239-9393. If you don't know the players and you've been watching on YouTube, on the far right was Jack Phipps from Allisonville Home and Garden. Just a great guy. We called him in whenever Pat doesn't show. Then right next to him is Terry Lynn Stacy waving at you, and doesn't she look flashy in her black and white?
Thanks, Jenny.
And then Allison Lemons, who is on, relief from the Hammer and Nigel show. I still don't, Allison, I don't know how you put up with those clowns. It's like you're in the middle of a fraternity house.
Well, that's actually a pretty accurate description.
Pretty accurate description. Yeah, and then my name is Denny Smith. I'm just a retired plumber, HVAC, finance guy. Love to get on radio. We're here for you. If you need us, we'll throw it to a quick break here. 317-239-9393. Your calls, we'll take them. 317-239-9393. Right here on 93 WIBC. Well, thanks for tuning in each and every week to the Home and Garden Show. My name's Denny Smith. Pat Sullivan is ill today, and so the divine one, Jack Phipps from Allisonville Home and Garden, has come in, and he joins us, and Allison Lemons is here, Terry Stacy is here, and of course we're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, wet basements, mold, mildew, everything you can think of that'll drive you nuts.
Life happens,
and Michaelis is going to help you fix it. It's 844-FIX-INDY. They have worked for me. I had a problem in and around the soffit area of my garage, and I could not figure it out. And they came out, and they made quick work of it. So I will testify to you that they also do remodelings, because a neighbor across the street wanted to put a second floor in their garage, which I thought was a great idea. They got a standalone garage. And Michaelis went over there, took care of business, and they got a happy neighbor and a happy wife. I mean, it doesn't
what
get
more
any
can you ask for?
Yeah, not much. All right, 239-9393 is our number. Any stories before we get to phone calls?
I was trying to think. I already told my snake story. If anyone is curious, I had a face of, I was going to say death, but that's too dramatic.
What's
Nature.
so funny? How did the snake know that was up there? They must have good eyesight.
So, for those who missed my story, earlier this week, I was coming home a little late, and I unlocked my front door, and to my right, on my birdhouse, right by my face, was a rat snake. It has to be 3 to 4 feet.
No, it's 4 foot. It's every bit of 4 foot.
And I put it on our Home and Garden Facebook story, so you guys know I'm not being dramatic. It is quite big.
It's large.
And unfortunately, its head was in the birdhouse, so I don't want to know what came after that.
But you said he was eating as you opened the door.
Yeah, well, that's why they're getting in there. They're not in there
anyway,
to
that
find
was
a
my
new friend.
trauma of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got to eat.
Everybody's got to eat is right. Circle of life. I just don't want to see it.
Picture.
Allison,
I don't want to see it either.
One day on Sunday, I looked over. Terry was sitting where Jack is sitting now, and I looked over her shoulder, and there was a hawk up there eating a baby bird. I thought Terry was going to go out there and kill the hawk. She was so
Everybody's
mad.
Eat. I was so angry because he was doing it right here, and so
in
he
the middle
was
of the
watching
city.
me,
Right
in the middle.
City, yeah.
And he was looking at us. And
like he
while he
knew.
was eating, he
He
was like,
knew.
Yomp, 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 and feathers hanging out of his mouth.
But he did it
and then
twice.
He left. Then he left, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can finally stop paying attention to this. And then he came back with another one.
Yeah,
and sat up there
I didn't
staring
have the
right
heart to
at
tell
us.
her that he got a kitten third time.
He told me that the third time, and I was in, my heart stopped.
All right, we better get out of here. Let's talk to Scott here. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good. Enjoy the show.
Good.
Hey, at one time on one show, I don't know if it was this year or last year, you mentioned a fertilizer for hydrangeas that turn like the ones that are fake colored, like the blue ones, will turn them back to blue. because after a while they all turn too white.
There's some Espoma products. I can't remember. Jack, do you know whether?
Yeah, so there is a soil acidifier that'll help get it that extra little bit of acidity for the blue, but then Hollytone has that acidity in there too. So that's kind of that 2-for-1 fertilizer and the soil acidifier.
Is Hollytone made by Espoma or is Hollytone?
It's made by Espoma.
Espoma. That is such a great product. No
It
matter
is.
what you're planting, Espoma's got something for it. And what it does for you, Scott, is it gets the plants working with their own biology instead of having like a chemical of sorts. They actually get the biology going in your favor, and it's really great product. They've got 1,000 different products, but it's good stuff.
It is.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it.
You betcha, buddy. Thanks for giving a call into the show. 93 WIBC. I've got to plant grass seed, Jack. So why don't you give me my last minute primer? When I tore down the grow dome, we just smoothed it all off and we raked off everything. So tell me, I'm planting grass seed. I got the Black Beauty from Jonathan Green.
Good.
And I've got a bag of the ground up, what I think is straw. It looks like just mulch base, but
Kind of for the moisture retention.
Yeah, for moisture retention. So tell me how I'm planting grass seed today.
Well, you're going to put it in your spreader. Hopefully, you're not going to spread it by hand.
Okay.
Or you're going to set it to the right setting. You're just going to go through your yard.
Yeah. So then, any raking, any slicing, anything at all?
Yeah. So the slicing, I'm not as familiar with, but if you have, a fair yard, not terrible soil, if you're raking it up just to kind of loosen that surface, just so that grass seed isn't washing away, you should be fine.
That'd be good. All right. Well, I'll be busy with that this afternoon if the rains don't come. All right. So, Allison, pucker up, Buttercup. We got Brian that wants to talk about snakes. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Brian, it's all yours, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, I live in Morgan County also, and last spring I was driving into town, and I saw a hawk right in front of me on the road just swoop up and pick up a black snake.
Is that cool?
And it was so cool, and it was just going up and up and up. And that black snake's his supper.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that?
Some spaghetti.
Is that the hawks or the eagles or, those birds of prey, the raptors, when they see those, they know exactly which end is. They don't pick them up by the tail. They get them within 6 inches of their head. They are really smart because they don't want the snake biting them. So they're pretty. But I love to see that snake wiggling back and forth when.
Oh yeah, he was really long.
He was, wasn't he?
I mean,
and I love that part.
Yeah, he was
yeah, and the first
and
thing.
I've also got a.
Go ahead, Brian.
I've also got a barn, which a barn room with acoustic ceiling, where the black snakes live up in there.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mind it because they eat the mice.
I will. Yes, I will say I did.
They poke their heads down, and it don't bother me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did look them up, and yeah, they don't harm your pets or anything. So I'm fine if they eat the mice around our house. That's fine. I'll let them be. I just don't want to be face to face with them.
Yeah, she talks tough, but that's because Terry's out of the room. If Terry heard her say that it's okay to eat mice, Terry and Allison's friendship might be at risk.
Well,
I live in the country, but I can't stand mice.
None of us can. Brian, thanks for calling. Okay, bud.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Allison. There's something about a snake. I'm sorry. I have had. We live in the country too, and I haven't had too many run-ins with them. But when I grew up with my grandparents down in Brown County off of Greasy Creek and Bear Wallow Road, there were snakes everywhere. And it was Tommy. We heard that it was cucumbers that you smell.
Mm-hmm.
My
Or the
brother
copperheads.
my brother told me about that, and I thought, okay, this is another brother hazing event that I'm going through. But we would go down in the spillway off the big pond, and we saw copperheads. And I never smelled them. We saw rattlesnakes too, but Tommy was 3 years older, and he kept me from doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
But if it was a black snake, Tommy would reach down and pick it up. But if it was something, he was smart enough not to get us in trouble.
Wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have snakes out at the garden center? Do you ever see snakes out
We
there?
have not, no.
Yeah.
When we were out I was out in Boston maybe a month and a half. My sister just bought a house, and they have a big outdoor little raised water feature. And it had been filled in for years, just dirt, water kind of gathered there. They were cleaning it out, and they said they found like 20 little garden snakes that had just been living down in there.
Oh my gosh, they've probably been living there for years.
I know. Scary for them, but
They're being evicted.
Have you seen any of the reels where the little kid will find a garter snake outside and he comes in to show it to his dad, and his dad's in his lounge chair? And of course, you can just imagine what dad, don't bring it out in here. You know, dad's terrified, and here's this little girl bringing a snake into her daddy to see, you know?
It's like a dog will bring in a bird, or a cat, brings in something they found
And they're so
outside.
proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my.
You know, that happened to my niece dog, Ellie's sister. She would catch squirrels. She would catch chipmunks and bring them into the house. I think I would draw the line at that point.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. It's the Home and Garden Show, 317-239-9393. Again, Pat is gone today. I really do
Not
miss him.
feeling too good.
Yeah.
But
Sort of like Stockholm Syndrome, where you got the guy punishing you every week, and then you sort of miss them when they're gone.
But hopefully he'll be rested up, because next weekend is, I can't believe it already, the parade, the 500 parade.
Yeah.
So we'll be downtown back on the circle, and we'll be there for the whole parade.
Yeah,
so we'll
9 to 1.
broadcast it.
9 to 2. They normally let us go past 1
Yeah.
because the parade's not quite over where we are. And Terry, you said that the parade ends up here by Radio 1 on
It's a
10th
long
Street.
one. Yeah, it's not too far from where we are. Just south of us, I think, is where the parade stops.
Yeah.
And I believe tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available.
And they're giving away several on WIBC this week as well. I know that. So, yep, 500's coming up next weekend.
It's really fun. And you know what? If you don't get a ticket to go to the race, it's sold out. You can certainly, the parade, I think, is your next best thing.
I agree.
Because you really see and feel 500.
Yeah,
Yes.
the excitement.
Feel you see the princesses and
all the drivers.
The drivers,
and
all
the
33.
celebrities, that will be there.
And Coach Signetti.
They'll be there in the
so-
parade, and you're up close and personal. It's a great way, really, if you're not going to go to the race. See the parade.
What was the name of the Brady Bunch mama, that Florence Henderson?
From Indiana?
Every year we were broadcasting, she would blow me a kiss.
I
And
think it
so-
was to you.
Yeah,
She-
yes,
this
I
kiss
do
is
think
going
it was to
Denny
me.
Smith. You're sitting around thousands of people. I don't know.
We're talking
I
about
don't know.
Mrs. Brady here.
I know, and you're probably
Crushing
true,
his
but
spirits.
She would blow me a kiss every year, and she used to sing "America the Beautiful," but she never sang the Star Spangled Banner. But she was from Fort Wayne, Indiana, was she not? Get back up to the microphone and take your beating. Okay, I think she was from the Fort Wayne area.
To think about that.
Just crushed his dreams.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
then one year there was
He and 30 other men are still tell the same story.
You
I
can't
think Christopher
do
Knight, by the way, Christopher Knight, Peter Brady will be coming to the parade as a guest.
Will he?
To
Oh,
watch
nice.
the
Yeah.
parade. Yeah.
One year it was Dick, Pat, and me, and Terry. You might have been in the perch above us calling it, but you can't do this anymore. But back in 2005, you could do it, and I bet Pat Sullivan. I said, that IU cheerleader who's carrying the banner, I said, I'll bet you $5 she can give me a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, no.
And Sullivan
Jenny.
said, I'll take that bet. So I ran down there and I said, listen, I know this sounds silly, but that guy up there owes me $5 and he's only going to pay me if you kiss me on the cheek. She kissed me on the cheek and I got my $5 from Sullivan. Is that a great story or
It's
what?
like an episode of Gomer.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've seen that episode
Surprise,
on Gomer.
surprise,
Gomer
surprise.
Pyle.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
All right, well, the
goodness.
speed round's coming up, and let's get these phones loaded up so we can have a real speed round. It's 317-239-9393. 317-2... Okay, with or without Patrick Gerard Sullivan, the speed round still comes to the Home and Garden Show in the last quarter hour. The speed round is brought to you by...
I'm chewing. Do it, girl. Excuse me.
The speed round is brought to you by...
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on a Lazy Boy Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture mattresses made in Indiana and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles. ThompsonFurniture.net.
Who's ready? Who's yours?
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Good, it's pretty good.
Daddy, I'm impressed.
Hey, here's the bad news. We don't have any callers.
Oh, let me go do I can pretend.
317-239-9393. Hey, listen, I'm going to take a picture and send it to Allison. The boys from the afternoon show, which, by the way, I got a lot of favorite shows that I listen to and stuff. I like
leave a
Hammer and
caller.
Nigel. Those guys go from 3 to 7. I think they work 2 hours. Allison creates the image for the last 2 hours. I'm convinced because I can't see those guys working more than 2 hours a day.
You better tell them that that's because one
No,
of
we're
them's
live.
listening
We're
and they're
live.
like,
We're live.
We're
We're
live.
live.
We're live
Anyway,
from 3 to 6.
They've got their own bar sitting right in front of Jack. I see a 6-pack of Smirnoff.
Bar in a box.
A bar in a box. Is that what they dive into? I mean, is that
Well,
part of-
yesterday was Beer Sample Friday, which also is sponsored by Thompson Furniture.
Okay.
And they sample different kinds of beer each week. And yesterday they tried a little margarita. So that's what that
margarita.
leftover is.
like a little margarita.
All right, well, we've
Yum.
skipped and danced enough. We've got Tanya joining
He's
us
moving
right
on.
now. Hey, Tanya.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to say hi. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank
Listen
you.
to you every week. Yep.
Are you sober?
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, Tanya, thanks
Yeah.
for making the call. We always
You're
wonder if people
awesome.
are really listening.
Tanya,
Yeah.
do you love the month of May?
I love the month of May, especially with you guys on the radio.
Oh.
Hey, what's
You're like the cherry on top.
Yeah, what's
You're
the dog?
cherry on top.
What's the dog's name in the background? Mark?
Oh, you would love her. This is Olive.
Olive.
Olive is a sheepadoodle. Yeah.
sheepadoodle.
Oh my gosh, I bet she's beautiful.
I will send you a picture of her.
I'd love
She's
to see her.
Yeah.
Tanya,
yeah.
thanks a lot.
Yeah.
We're gonna
All
let
right.
you go. You have a great weekend,
Thank you.
and we'll see you at
You
the
too.
parade.
Thank
All
you.
right, there we
Thanks for
go.
taking the time to call.
All right, we've got the divine Miss Sadie joining us now. Hey, Sadie.
Hi, how are you doing, Denny, and the rest of the gang?
Great.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I have a question. It's a plumber. We had street work done in our neighborhood, and they turned off the water, and it was off for maybe about an hour or so. Came back on. I have black spots, and it's like a oily residue, but it doesn't come out of anything. It just stays. I've used cleanser, so forth and so on. The city provided us with one Uno filter pitcher, and it was supposed to be one per person, I thought. But is the water safe? Because of this, it doesn't leave a streak, the little residue, but whatever it heats to, it stays there. And I've tried everything. I've tried some degreaser. It's not coming off. In my
Sadie,
containers and
truthfully,
glasses
Sadie,
and so forth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sadie, I really don't know, but if it doesn't look right, don't drink it.
The water comes out fine. It has that. When I look, I see that those spots attached to stuff.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't, even with the filter, I shouldn't bother with it.
Well, if you've got a filter, that'll be helpful to pull it out. I have no idea what it might be, but obviously it's if a petroleum based. We use sometimes when we reconnect pipes, we use a gel. We used to call it goose grease because if you're replacing fittings, sometimes you don't have a whole lot of room and you don't have enough room to slide things in and push hard enough. So we used to put a petroleum based. We just called it grease, and then we would pull our hub and spigot together. But the fact that it's remaining, I really don't know, Sadie. And I would call the city, ride their ass.
them.
Let them know that.
But
this
how
is
long do I need to flush? Because I flushed and it's like I said, it's been over a week.
I would think after a week you should be flushed out because the average home is using between 300 and 500 gallons a day. So I would think it would flush out. Can you tell if it's on the hot side or on the cold side?
I can't really tell because I've been using mixed, but I think maybe it's mostly on the cold side because I checked the water heater because I thought, oh God, this is going to mess up my water heater. But I think it's more on the cold side.
All right, so that's good news.
Direct flow
That's good news to me. That
intake
might
water.
mean that it's just from the separation you take. If you have old galvanized pipe and you take pressure off of it for a period of time, the inside of the pipe does start to loosen up and break down. And then when you turn the pressure back on, it starts to flush out. Hopefully that'll finish and start flushing out, Sadie, because I'm glad it's not on the hot side. I'm glad it's just on the cold
Okay,
side.
so who has the galvanized pipes? Because I have PEX.
You have PEX? All right. You just ruined my whole theory, Sadie. I mean, we're on 50,000 watts, and a lot of people are listening. I'm supposed to be the expert.
Well, Denny, I had that conversation with the guys that were out there fixing it because
And I was
going to
take you to
I complained.
and I was going to take you to prom this year. I'm pulling back my thing. Yeah.
And I got a dress and everything.
Hey, listen, I would get a hold of the Citizens Utility. I think it's Citizens I don't know what they call it, but reach out to citizens and say, how much longer is this going to go on? And you can be nice, but be firm, okay?
Okay then.
There you
Thanks a
go.
lot, Jenny.
You
have a
bet,
great
sweetie.
week.
All right, I'll see.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you
I'm still
later.
waiting on my prom date.
I know. It's a really neat corsage, though. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got Marcy. Hey, Marcy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
Other than I just lost my prom date,
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
That's all right. What's up, Marcy?
Well, you've been talking a lot about the track, and my husband was a stringer back in the day for back then it was Star News. And so we had press passes. We actually were able to get in the track at midnight the day of the race. And it was very interesting because at 6 o'clock in the morning, when the trucks would be under the tunnels to let the general population, the general crowd in, they'd go very slow. And when the trucks parted, the cars came zooming in, and it was like instant cities being set up.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, back then you could have scaffolds and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It was very, very interesting to see, and it was an experience.
I always liken it to, there's a definite peaceness and calmness before the sun comes up, right? And then the sun comes up, the cannon goes off, the fireworks, and then you watch the track come to life. It's really
and
watching.
we didn't get a lot of sleep because everybody was out around the track, and you could hear all the hooping and hollering and people kicking cans and all that sort of stuff.
It's a good memory.
Marcy, how long ago was that?
Let's see. My husband's been deceased 25 years, so I'm going to say 45
Oh,
years.
my gosh. Yeah, that's back
And
in the
I have
1980s.
I have all sorts of memorabilia. I have the a tag that he kept all his.
Sure.
The
Your
The
badges.
brass passes to get in
Right.
the pits and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It was
cool.
an experience. It was neat.
Hang on to that stuff because those are treasures, and it's a really cool time for anybody that gets to see the track come to life that early in the morning. It's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Marcy.
And since we were first in, obviously the photographers, we were last out, so we just all knew each other, and we just kind of gathered around. Everybody pitched in, and we just, did a little cookout.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Marcy,
what a cool
I'm glad you
memory.
have those memories. That you hold on to those, like Terry says. Nobody can take those away from you. Marcy, thanks a lot. All right, we've got James here too. Hey, James, what's up?
Yes, I was wondering, for years, Memorial Day was always on the 30th of May, regardless of what day it fell on. What happened now that it's on the 24th? When did that happen?
I don't know. This is very unusual. I was thinking the same thing. Do you know?
In the town of Speedway, it happened in the 80s. And I remember the ministers got together, Leo Lindemann from St. Christopher Catholic Church, Ray, I can't remember Ray's last name now. He married me and I can't remember his name. A minister from the Speedway Christian Church, the Speedway Methodist Church, and even the people from John Knox. All the ministers got together and just really pitched a fit. And but Tony Holman was who was behind it all, and he was a marketer, and he knew that if it rained on that day, that it would tear up the economy the rest of the week in Indianapolis. And so he said that the race will always run on Sunday, and Memorial Day will be our backup day.
But Memorial Day has actually been moved. As he said, Memorial Day used to be on the 30th growing up, right? 30th or 31st?
So it says here, in 1971, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act and established that Memorial Day was to be commemorated on the last Monday of May. So 1971, apparently.
Wow.
Is when they changed it to shorten it or to move the date?
To move it to the last Monday.
I don't know why we keep doing that with Martin Luther King Day. We're just moving everything to be on Monday.
There you have the historical perspective. I knew that, and by the way, the minister's name was Dr. Ray Montgomery. He was from the Speedway Christian Church. But the ministers hated it, and Tony wouldn't back down. In fact, one of the ministers had been the longtime chaplain of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and he resigned that position in protest. But now most of the people in Speedway don't go to church on Sunday. They go to a church on the Thursday before. So that's the story behind it, James.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Changing a Memorial
Okay, thank
Day.
you.
All right,
That's
buddy.
wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
You don't
That's
like it at all?
Memorial Day.
For a
That's
reason,
one
yeah.
that should not
Yeah.
be moving around. It needs to stay on its actual day that
I
it was
agree.
proclaimed. But,
I do
guess
like
what, government.
the race thing's interesting, though. They decided to have it on a Sunday so that in
As a
case
rain
it
day.
rains-
Yeah, the holiday was their rain day.
Yeah.
But boy, that sure made a lot of people in Speedway mad. I mean, you can't tell people when not to go to church, but you're not supposed to go to church. Well, you can go, but there's no parking.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, because the parking on the streets and
They're
Speedway
probably
is-
making a lot more money using their parking lot.
Everybody sells out on
They do.
race day.
They really do.
You know that when you see the church parking lots selling for $10 or
Yeah.
$20 for parking, you know the sellout has been completed.
In lieu of their own patrons.
Exactly.
Well, we've got a half hour. Jack, or half a minute. Jack, thanks for coming in. I
Of
know it
course,
was last
guys.
minute.
Thanks for
Allison,
having
it's
me.
always a pleasure to have you, sweetie.
Of course.
Thank you very much. And Terry
Hopefully
Lynn?
Pat feels
See you
better.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. It is the Home and Garden Show. We're brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, wet basements, floods, stars from heaven. Whatever
Life
it might be.
happens.
Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. It's 844-FIX-INDY. My name's Denny Smith. Sullivan, get well soon. We'll see you next week on WIBC.